Good Wednesday evening. That means it's Armel time. Nathaniel here, joined by David for our regular Wednesday night broadcast, Spring Session 2. It is the second week.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some games of Mahjong.
It looks like this table is starting their first game of four. James, Daniel, Anya, Zhang. Both. James is the only player in the positives right now. And I imagine this series is going to be really closely contested because Anya kind of crushed it last season in the B2 division. James has been playing extremely well as of late. And Zheong has been also crushing it, climbing steadily ever since he entered the league. And Daniel as well has been in A2, so very, very strong player in his own right. And they are underway. Daniel will be the first dealer. Anya to the right. Across the table is Zheong. And across the table, rather, James. And on the left is Zheong. What do you make of these hands?
Well, let's see. I mean, dealer has a pretty fast hand with 2 Dora. I don't think you ever get a Sanshoku here, though it kind of looks like a hand that you think, is this Sanshoku? Oh.
That tile's lighting up. What? Already Tempai on the left. No Ricci, though. Tanyao Ipeiko Dora 1. Middle Dora indicator weight. Not very good Ricci.
I mean, as they usually say, 3 on bad weight is usually just Dama until you get some upgrade, I guess.
And, yeah, it just comes out naturally. It filters out of the hand that wants to use the Dora. So cuts early from the 6-mon. It's just already Tempai, so a cool 5,200 will start things off. And naturally, if you see a Ricci there, that 6-mon just doesn't come out.
Yeah. It's the thing of there is some of the argument maybe just early Ricci just try to I guess pressure everyone, but I think 5,200 we just take it.
Yeah, certainly there was also room for improving draws that could lead to a Ricci anyway. Anya will now take the dealership. Double tone in hand, no Dora, but all the blocks to complete the hand. 3 so would be an ideal draw here. On the right, maybe the makings of an Itsu in the Manzu. We can complete the full straight 1 through 9. And there's a Dora for Mon in hand. Oh, interesting. Just
Maybe
5 so.
maybe a hedge of both Chanta, Sanshoku, and Itsu.
Yeah, I think that's the reason 2 pin is being kept here, is for that 1, 2, 3 Sancho chance. There's the 1 pin. Maybe Chanta is a little far away because you have to sacrifice the Dora, but if you keep drawing this way, maybe that's just the value play. Across the table, a lot of pairs, some awkward shapes could call for Tanya, but you're just too far away, I think. So we'll have a hand to struggle through. On the left, Daniel has the north pair, Yakuhai. Not a lot of value in this hand, but could, in theory, open up. And I know Daniel likes to Ricci, so I wonder how willing he'll be to open up on the first north if it comes out.
That hand is one that don't. It's very cheap. Playing close is very slow. That being said, is this the fastest close hand Cheetoy or something?
Maybe. I don't want it to be Cheetoy. Anya, in the meantime, has called the double east and found Tempai after trying the 7-mon, so it is a 3 so wait. 2 in the wall for 2 Han. If she gets the sumo, it will be extra fu as well for 1,300 all.
Daniel does not deal in yet.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like it's moving in the direction of 7 pairs. So the question is, will the 3 so come out? I think he probably wants to hold on to it if it's 7 pairs as like a Suji trap weight.
Yeah. Okay. He's essentially committing at this point.
Oh yeah, the 5-mon will indeed do that. Still 2-3 so in the wall. Anya hunting. Zeon can accept it. I haven't looked at his hand recently. It's about in the same place as it was. Oh, but Daniel can. 6-mon Ricci? The Suji Trap
I
2-mon?
mean,
Yeah. And it's Genbu to dealer. It
oh,
looks so good to
oh
come out. Oh,
shoot.
you can't dodge this. Reach E-Pots. And the G-Toy. Ah! Ah, hits
Oh,
2. So that's gonna be...
wow.
There's only one of the 1-mon in the wall, and it happened to be the Uda indicator. That's why Ricci is so strong. That's why Daniel likes to Ricci. It's a
And
huge
that's why
value potential.
Sanzo is not a good weight. That's what I got from that hand.
Cult members in shambles. Yeah, there wasn't little else to do in that hand for Anya, and the 2-mon is safe enough there that it's really easy to push it out there. Unfortunately, it was Chitoy, and Daniel played that hand really well. And wow, straight into more action. Daniel immediately drops the door east, and it gets called by Zhang, who will look to complete this Mongon, already 2 away from Tempai, with pretty reasonable floating tiles to connect to.
Boom.
See, I always like seeing these hands to figure out who's folding and who's pushing.
Yeah, that early door call, and suddenly the pressure is applied. Anya looks like she's willing to take the fight for the time being. But look at these cuts. 4-pin, 7-pin Tadashi. It feels like that Mongon hand is making rapid progress. Even if you can't see what's inside the hand. Those are some valuable central tiles that are coming out.
Yeah, at this point, like, it could easily be Ishanten or Tempai. Question is, as dealer, like, James being dealer here, how... Ooh, that 9 so coming out.
And when you see that 9-so come out after central tiles, you can expect that the 9-so is related to something else in the hand, and probably Tempai at this point. So we do have 2 5-mon for Zeong.
Yeah, like, usually when I see a 9 so there, I'm thinking, at worst, you are Ishanten, probably Tempai.
Ooh, is there a switch here? 7-pin's probably safer because of 8-pin, 6-pin cut, but you could drop the 8-so. It does come out, and that will
Wow.
shut down the Mongon.
That's an interesting choice. That's an interesting situation because you're wondering yourself, like, is there maybe like a weird like? Because that seems like you're thinking maybe there's a toy out, like, because 7-pin is the safer choice there, even though it is a bit awkward to drop a 7-pin. But yeah, as you're saying, based on the discards, interesting. It's an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, because, you know, as you noted, if you draw the 6-so, then you can cut the 7-so, and then you have Ishan 10 for Toy Toy with Sananko potential as well. I wonder if you would take the Toy Toy with Sananko potential if you do the 3-mon, 4-mon, because the weight quality will worsen. However, that's, what, 4 additional Han to your already 4, so that's a Baimon. It's at least Han and Mon, potentially Baimon. That could be a huge hand. Also, the 8-pin, 6-pin could have come from a 5, 5, 6, 6, 8 shape, so it's not necessarily guaranteed that the 7-pin is going to be safe there. Tough spot all around. But in the end, we're going to see Dealer come right back with a Ricci. 1-4 so. Ricci only.
Richie only, but 1-4 so seems, at least 1 so seems very alive in the wall.
Absolutely. Only 1-4 so left, but there's the 1-so. Daniel having a tough time playing around this. We'll play the Ricci Suji 2-so. And yeah, we'll give up. Well, 8-mon float. Still thinking about this, but my concern is that the Haku, the Dora, is so hard to cut here.
Yeah, because it's always interesting because when you have an early dealer Richie like that, when their discards are a lot of central tiles, you're always wondering, could this be a Dorotanki?
Yeah, Dortanki, or like a Chitoy, which could oftentimes be Dortanki as well.
And like, the hand doesn't look that bad. It's just that just so many awkward tiles that you really don't want to drop against a dealer.
And the sad thing is that every single player has a Dora except for the dealer. So everyone's just frozen. You can't play the hand.
I mean, for the dealer, that's like the best situation. Like, yeah, if no one can play, that means you're at the very least keeping your dealership.
Absolutely. Well, there's Dora pair, so I wonder. That was a very quick discard. I wonder if Anya will reconsider fighting. It doesn't matter.
Sumo.
There's the four so sumo.
Wasn't expecting that way.
No Ura, but 1,000 all is a nice tally for the dealer, who extends the second place and reduces the gap to first.
You know, I always get baited with a hand like this. I'm like, is this 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku?
Of course, it's always Sanchoku. It's not bait. It's
Like
guaranteed value.
out of all the Sanshoku, I feel like 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku is like the most awkward Sanshoku.
Yes, because it's so close to 2, 3, 4, but isn't.
That's a good reasoning.
Wow, Anya's got something brewing across the table. A potential con, the East being held for now, and just drops it. Says, I've got enough value. I don't need to create additional value for the rest of the table. The West, twice cut. Could have been an alternative option. A three
Yeah,
pin
I was
now.
gonna say, like, as much as you have value already, why not drop West first? Just because, like, the difference is small, right?
Difference is pretty
Like, you,
small. I don't think it's going to end up mattering. Like later on, you're very likely to just cut the East anyway, because the most likely route for this hand is that you call the Chun and you get Among on anyway. So flipping new indicators probably not going to help you that much. Then again, maybe that's
yeah,
me not dreaming enough.
I can understand it.
A dealer, a nice improving
Ooh.
draw.
Is 1 a better draw than 8-pin there?
I think I prefer the 8 pin to hedge both Sanchokus. I think I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, now the question is, how many people read that hand as who cares?
Yeah, Anya got a bit unfortunate that the 2 pin came out first. The Chun just buried in the wall, so it didn't end up becoming the Mungon. However, lots of Fu will be 5,200 points. Anya's climbing back to third. We go into the south round. This has been a very fast game.
I mean, if there's something that I've learned from Armel, like the faster the games end, the better it is for anyone in the East Coast.
That's true. East Coast, it is, the U.S. a very big country. We've got players 3 time zones away.
It's like I know a lot of people understand this, but like as the East Coaster, you usually always have to schedule your games around like 9 o'clock or something like that. Which means if you're playing 4 games in one day, then you need to speed run the games if you don't want to get that fourth game where you're just auto clicking.
Playing by field, yeah, as the cat would say. In this hand, Daniel, as the dealer, already shunt them. With Adora, needs the 7-mon for the ideal weight. Holding the 6-0, Nakabukure shape 5, 6, 6, 7. Treat that as 2 sequences and cut away from the 6-8-mon potentially. Thinking, throwing it back.
Yeah, I think sounds a little too much, especially with the 2 Furiten. Oh,
I think we're going to see Ricci.
I mean, dealer Ricci +1 is bad weight, but you're dealer and you have +1.
This table has shown some respect to dealer Ricci so far. I think if it was earlier, maybe like turn 4, I might 6-mon, 8-mon. I know that's like computer, or 8-mon, 6-mon rather, but I know that's like bot incorrect. I still do it anyway.
Like, as much as I hate it, if there's like in Armel, like my biggest regret is the times when I don't take my bad weight Ricci +1s. Because apparently, when you don't have any Akas, even if it's bad weight, Ricci +1 is very strong.
It is.
Ooh, on the left though, that's a hand I really want to push.
Also, Agree. The 5 pin is only out once. It's a little hard to jam. No, 6 pin clears, so Zeong has a route.
Could
Five.
cheat that? Maybe not.
Not
Ooh, is
really.
that that's
It is
yeah,
Tempai.
that's Tempi. 147 mon.
Surprised there's no Ricci here.
I think that's Genbu Snipe because that's saying I already have enough value. I'd rather try to Genbu Snipe someone than try to increase my win rate.
That's what
I mean,
Tanya,
I mean,
rather Pinfu Dora. If you Genbu snipe the one, I think I just go
yeah.
Ricci.
Ooh, 8 so it's such a funny draw.
You can switch the weight to a number of things, but you don't really want to drop the door. Oh, it's door 2. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, see, 1 mon is doesn't come out. What?
Not yet,
I
at
don't know how,
least. Genbu Forso.
like it's a good dodge, but I'm surprised that it's not coming out.
Oh, James is gonna dodge.
Wow. How do you dodge that?
And Anya also dodges. So wow, 3 players Tempai. Anya did well to get to Chitoi on top of things.
7 mon would have been a triple run.
Was that a 4-mon? Oh, I think Anya was on the 4-mon, right?
Was Anya not 4-7 mon? That was the 4-5-5-6-6-7-7 shape, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was Chitoi.
Oh, was it Chitoy? I was not focusing.
It would have been funny though that everyone picked the right Suji though. The 147 was bad, and props to James. Lost 3,000 points there. Would have been a lot more on the D-Lun. James back retains the dealer seat. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs.
Huh. That's the awkward draw.
You can cut a pair here. Go 3 so 1 so and just continue to hedge.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't hate the idea. It's just I do 1 so first just because 1 so was 1 dead already.
Yeah, usually the 3 so also has more upgrades like the 4 so that we just saw.
Yeah, because if you get a diamond there, you might just give up on Chitoy just because it's like as much as it does seem like Chitoy is one of the faster ways, I still want the chance of a normal hand.
Yeah, I think the 3 so 1 so was cut in that order for that exact reason that you mentioned. It's definitely a strong Chitoy hedge. And maybe Daniel's thinking about the Hanuman that he went earlier with Chitoy. It's like, yeah, let's do that again.
I mean, your first place, I guess playing a bit more defensive isn't the worst. And yeah, you're still Ishan Tenny here.
Okay, checking. West is still out there.
Oh.
9-mon still out there. 8-pin, 1 in the wall. So these pairs are not bad looking. Oh, decision time.
Ugh.
Okay, we'll just hold the e-shot then.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
not
I
the
mean,
pairs one. Yes.
yeah, because I'm just thinking about that. I'm thinking, yeah, because all your Chitoy tiles are all middle tiles, so they seem very bad.
Choice here for Zeong. Will choose to wait on the Dora, and Daniel pulls one in. You could 7
so
so.
first. Yeah. With the open-handed 2 calls and an 8 on discard, you probably have to drop 7 so. Just don't run out of time, please.
Yeah, run out of time dealing accidentally. Yeah, an interesting choice. The Shabo was an option as well. We'll miss out on the Yaman weight, but value weight.
Ooh. That's the diamond weight.
Well, going west here. West was cut once.
I mean, with the late 8 mon, you're more afraid of dealing into 9 mon.
Now that we cut the west once, I think, yeah, we're going to go with the second one. Because I believe Daniel believes that Zeong is Tempai. And 6-0 hasn't really cleared.
That's an interesting shift. I don't know if I really like that shift too much.
Now we've paired up Dora, and all of a sudden we're like, it should have been Chitoy. Dealer might not be able to get to Tempai here.
Like, I can understand why that shift happened. Like, the idea there is 3 mon is dangerous right now. But, like, I guess when you don't see any Dora, you're kind of afraid of someone doing like a Dama Dora too.
Oh
Yeah, that's the
no.
big fire.
So you can 4 mon and still not be
Yeah,
50-10, or you could just 3 mon and take the 50-10 weight.
I think
If you're afraid of
I
Mazu,
think
you could just 5-5 and give up a tempo and say I played this wrong.
3 mon. I think 3 mon is safer.
Or at least might think they can pull back the 258.
Kang.
No Rin
Nice
Shine.
gone.
This does prevent dealer from getting a final draw, so no tempai for Daniel, and that means we will shift into the South 2 round, Anya's second turn in the dealer seat.
Is that more points? You earn 2,000 from winning. You earn 3,000 from no 10 payments.
Hey, that worked out.
Oh, but you don't get the stick in the middle. The stick in the middle.
Yeah, and the home bot as well. So it was pretty equal then. It's okay, you just win this hand, get the stick. Speaking of winning, like Zhang is already Shantan for Chanta-san Shoku.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of nuts, kind of crazy.
yeah. I don't think you keep 6 though.
Yeah, like you could hold it for thoughts of 6, 7, 8, but you're already so close to the 7, 8, 9 that it doesn't make that much sense. 7 pin now, I like it.
Yep. You like. The question is, what do you do if you draw a 9 pin?
Richi Pinfu Sanshoku is 4 han. Richi Sanshoku Chanta is 5 han with a worse weight. Probably the Pinfu.
Okay, you just go for info.
I mean, the Chanta is the Hanuman route, right?
I guess when you're like second place by 100 points, you just care about win rate.
Oh well, this fixes the issue. We just
Each.
slam here. Now, will you pass wins on the 6 pin? Certainly
I
not,
mean,
right? You got
there's
sticks to
enough-
collect.
Yeah, there's way too many 6 in the middle. Dealer might deal into Sotogawa trap if they're not. Okay, yeah, 6 first, yeah.
Yeah, and I can hear the voice of Tucker in my head. It's not Sotogawa when the reach turn tile comes out as the next Tadashi.
The thing is, Anya has a pretty good hand here too. That's Sansuka chance.
Oh,
Oh,
I bet you Anya would have called that. That looks like such a juicy call with Tanya Sanshoku. The perfect
Yeah.
way to play for this. And now that it's been pulled, you can't.
Boom.
Instead, it's going to be
Sotogawa.
James dealing in. The Takame.
good old quote Sotogawa trap.
fake Sotogawa, yeah. It is also, even if it isn't Sotogawa trap, it's just hard to use terminal tiles. Harder than any other tile. So that's going to be a big win for Zhang. Into first place now cleanly, almost by the full 10,000 point gap. And James will have to make something happen in this dealership. East
Kang.
pair in hand. Khan already from Anya, who is Ishanten.
That's a weird hand for James. That's like you have chances for Chito, you have chances for Sanshoku. Like
You can always call the East down for 2 Han. Yeah, this is
Chi.
unnatural.
it's just it's so awkward. I hate this type of hand. The mode where it's like everything can work, but at the same time, that usually means nothing will work.
Yeah, it really feels like in this type of hand, you're just waiting to see one tile that tells you what you're doing. This was like the worst tile, but it might be time to give up on the Sozu.
Yeah. 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 I think 5-so is a good choice here because 5-so first makes it so that you can still draw the 2-so.
And get the 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku. Oh, there's
リーチ
the tempai from Anya. We'll take this beautiful Shabo Wonso Chun. The last time she was waiting for the Chun, it was buried deep in the wall. It seems to be the case this time too. At least we've gone through one row of discards without seeing it. The Wonso looks really tough for people to use, and Daniel might believe it to be pretty safe.
I find it funny how James is just backfiring step after step here.
Oh my goodness, the Forso draw.
Like, I understand James's position here. Like, you can't really fold. It's like your last place, your last dealership is South 3. It's just so sad that just East is just in the wall. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
This is impossible.
What is this? Backfire after backfire after backfire? Excuse me, game? Can't really call that.
1
Yes, we can. So James has a healthy amount of concern for the 1-4. So Suji, oh, Tempai, and James will wait on the 1-so, but Anya sumoed it instead.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel rather waiting on the 1-so, but Anya gets there first.
Surprisingly, only 50 foo.
A good choice by Daniel to not discard that into the Ricci.
I mean, in Daniel's position, that looks like a good trap. Like, you have two 2-sos, and the Ricci was on a 2-so, so no one can use a 2-so, 1-so, right?
Surely.
Right.
Yeah, what was that? 16, 24, plus an additional 4? 28? It's not quite enough to get over the mark. One more Anko needed, and at that point it would be Sun Anko.
Yeah.
No Fu computation required. Well, here we are in all last.
Zhang's hand here is like one of those, like, you probably are gonna play Honich, maybe not.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like the 9-pin come out. Just holding on to a random honor tile. Looks like he's gonna play this as straightforward as possible. Daniel might be considering the flush too.
That's more of a commitment.
It's
more funny, because is Honitsu good for that hand? I'm saying the exact opposite thing. Like, they look so similar, but like, I can understand going for Honitsu. Maybe I would drop 4-mon first, though. Because the difference here is I feel like that Honitsu could just be an Itsu.
Itsu with like Pinku.
Yeah.
Whereas Zheang had maybe a little more awkward shapes, the 6-8 pin. But with the 6-pin, you can at least hope to draw the 5-pin. And play towards the usage of the Dora.
I'm just curious how long that 9-pin is staying in that hand.
Has been there quite a while. We do have Ishanten across the table for Anya. Needs 8-so really badly.
8-so would make that hand a lot easier to figure out.
From the discards, it looks like that hand is trying to do like a So Chinitsu. Sozu Chinitsu.
Speaking of, wait, we have James is also going for Onitsu, probably more of a Chinitsu. I think I would have called that 3-pin.
James was also like Chito Ishanten.
Oh, that is Chito Ishanten, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. I can.
Dora Yeet. Hang on a second. Do we change our minds?
I want to call that so bad. I want to call that so bad.
James cannot resist.
You can't, like, that's so juicy. Like, you can, I don't see how you can skip that.
Okay, Dama from Anya. Oh, the 9-so would have come out Anipatsu maybe. Maybe the South comes out first. Ishanten for Toy Toy. Yakuhai Dora 3.
Problem is 4-7-pin is just such a horrible tile to win.
Furi-ten.
Furi-ten?
And the 3 pins are all gone. There's only one tile for this weight.
I really don't like that.
Advantage James here. And how is the rest of the table going to respond? Zheang Ishanten in his dealership. Daniel is actually Chinitsu at this point. Tempai for James. 7-pin is 1 in the wall. Chun 2 in the wall. Again, the Chun super live. And Daniel's just pressing.
I
He's
mean,
got mega values. Chitoi Tenpai.
What? That's Chitoi Tenpai.
Can also, yeah, 2-so or 3-so. 2-so
Yeah, 2-so or
save,
3-so.
3-so save. Oh, goes with the Shabo instead. That's fine.
I would have wanted the 3-so. Would have wanted the 3-so.
Ah!
I don't think.
Oh, but the tune!
Oh, no!
Are you prepared to die on
Just
Hote?
fold.
It's
Just
Hote.
fold. Just
It's a
fold. Just
Hote.
fold. Just fold. Just
You
fold.
could die.
Just
No!
fold.
Oh, what a swing. Oh, what a crazy hand that turned out to be. Daniel will stay in third. Just barely. Oh,
And Ziyang
man.
gets 5 points for that. 5 points for folding.
Yeah, this is always stuck in my head ever since. Oh man, the first IRL tournament of 2024. Your EV, one discard before Hote is, whatever the value of your hand is times the win rate. But your EV on Hote itself is that 1,500 points.
Oh my
you lose all the value. You can't win anymore, so then it swings heavily in favor of folding, I think, in that spot. But that puts Zhang as the only player over 30k, so plus 37.3 for him. Anya had a couple great hands. We'll go minus 3.3 in second place. Daniel minus 10.2. Early Hanuman win and late Hanuman deal-in, so pretty much evens out there. And James minus 23.8. Very close. Built a gorgeous hand in all last to make that fourth place extremely reasonable. And one game in the books for this table.
I can't get go over that feeling.
Things got a little crazy there in the last round of the game. I can't wait to see the clip of that.
Well,
where do we go from here? What's the? Are they playing again? Are they taking a break? I would need a break. Oh, it looks like they are playing again. So in about 2 minutes, we'll have game number 2. How are the things looking in the standings so far? A few tables have worked out their session 2 games. Michael, Rachel, Kate, Bingyi, all finished with session 2 games, and those are the players at the top of the standings. Not surprised to see these names near the top.
Can I just say, I find it funny how the top score is only 100 points. I say only, but
I think that's that's pretty good for round 2.
So usually I would think so, but I'm just looking at every other league. Like you got Tucker with 180 points, you got Lewis with 180 points, you got Cyrus with 200 points. It's like what?
Okay, but you have to understand, like Tucker won a dealer Yakuman and got like the second highest scoring game in Armel.
Oh yeah, only less than yours.
No. Mine ended up being like the fifth best. I think Tucker's knocked me off the list.
Is it? Did it?
Oh, was I? I can't remember.
I mean,
now.
I'm looking at the high scores, and number 2 plus 109.4 says Nathaniel K.
Oh, okay. Then Tucker must have gotten the maybe Tucker got the 5th best.
Yeah, yours is the second best.
Yeah, maybe I inverted the two. But regardless, Tucker had a fantastic series and is absolutely crushing in A2. And the B1, I don't know. P1 is always such a weird division that I don't expect anyone to like run away with it at this point. It's kind of interesting how, the spread and how this is being done. Michael and Rachel both with 4 firsts, and Kate's doing that with 2 seconds and 2 firsts and 3 seconds. But okay, game has gotten underway. Let's switch back to our game screen.
That's a high pie.
Double East, potentially White Dragon as well. And if you call the White Dragon, that's automatically 40 Fu, so you're looking at a cool 7,700 without anything added on to that just yet.
But more than that, I want the 1 though. Ah, my chanta! My chanta!
It's okay. It's just 7,700. So, question for the class. If we con the east by diming con, do we get bonus foo? If we con it by uncon, a closed con, do we get bonus foo?
One has 16 foo, one has 32 foo, as I remember.
Yep, diming con will give us 16 plus the 4 already in our call, so exactly 20, which means we'll get bonus foo on another triplet or on sumo. Or on a bad weight win, like the Penchon or Kanchan. Whereas the 32 foo for the uncon will automatically move us up.
That's Senpai? Who's Senpai?
Anya already Tempai on the 7-month. A lot of times from Ishan 10, you like pass a call because you'd rather get the Richi. But that was a call that fills in a bad shape, so it makes a lot of sense to make it here.
Wait, we have 2 people who are Dama.
Wait, what?
Yeah, on the left, that's a 3-pin Dama. On the opposite, that's a 6-pin Dama.
3-6 Suji is bad.
But, like, neither of them really can win.
Neither
Like,
player can win. Okay, breaking.
break. Interesting. I can understand it. You don't want to play Richi Nomi. It's just that 6-0 is not really good when you dropped all the 8-0s.
Could she, I guess, to switch to the 5-mon weight, but yeah, I like just letting it go. You're just sitting here like, why aren't we declaring Rishi?
No, it's not that. It's just that, like,
No upgrades?
yeah, like, what,
Yeah.
like, as much as I hate it, it's like, what are our upgrades here? Like, I'm trying to think of the upgrades, like,
5-mon kind of
so.
helps. Okay.
Another break on the left, by the way.
Yeah, this makes sense. If you're not willing to take the Richi, you're really looking for an upgrade tile. Also, without having Door in the hands, it's difficult to want to slam. In the end, Anya will take it away with the 1,000 points.
I mean, 1K is 1K.
Oh, hello. Speaking of uncon, let's just stay here for a while. I want to see if Daniel cons immediately.
No way, right?
Kang.
Yes, let's go.
Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. Okay, get to the dealer.
Wow, this is also pretty nice too. Oh, how about that,
shoot.
Daniel? Pair up the Dora.
It's good.
Anya will greet a little bit.
Ooh, Anya keeping the south. Okay.
It's a little easier to play for the Dora when you already have a Yakuhai call. Oh, that's another Dora.
I think I like 4-pin over south.
That lag will get me dropping my south immediately.
Well, yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I'm more a fan of keeping 4-pin because 4-pin is easier to use. Like,
Yeah,
if
we
they're
can-
both going to be Dora, yeah.
Exactly. You can draw the 3-pin, you draw the 5-pin. It doesn't have to be pairing it up. Whereas the south, you absolutely have to pair it up.
And then we get the backfire for the Sanzo.
Well, at least we're not dealing it on the south, so we can always call that back. Or draw it back. There's also pulling outs as well.
That's Ishanten for Daniel. You really hope to get the 8-mon in that hand.
It's like Mongon class hand, just because of the uncon.
Is that better?
I don't know. We don't need additional Dora. We already have Richi Dora 2 with 70 Fu. Or 80 Fu. Either way, it's going to be a Mongon. So I just value the best weights. We can call this for Tempai, but you have to drop the 4, so otherwise you're Fury 10. We'll take the Fury 10 anyway. Maybe he values sumo rate.
I'd rather just try to snipe 8-so off of someone.
But there, you forgot.
Sure.
You forgot about the Sanso.
Sure.
We've seen Fury 10 come out a few times. You don't always have to fear the Fury 10. Zheang had one earlier in the last game.
I mean, I think this is a Honi too.
It kind of feels like it. Yeah, there's the commit.
I mean, your Dora's to 22. Like, I think you're just gonna take it.
uh,
Hmm?
I just read the chat. K
Oh.
Catastrophe says there are too many Dama here because there are Dama here. Quoting Korak, and Korak's in the chat to verify that that is indeed an accurate sentiment. All right, progress.
No, I'm not.
Progress would be the Hatsu. You have 3 Dragon Tiles to cut. Oh, it doesn't cut out any of them.
That's the I want to play open move.
It's like, if it's Tanyao, then I don't need this 9-so anyway. And if it's not Tanyao, then I'd like to pair up a dragon. Make my life easier.
I think I still want to drop dragons.
I wonder if this is like a preemptive sort of just choking the tiles that the flush hand might need, because at this point it seems relatively likely.
Each.
Well, that's an unfortunate backfire. Of course, the one dragon you drop is the one that you immediately draw. We do have a Ricci Dora 1 waiting on the 7 pin. Twice cut, but you know the players can't use it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's Templar.
Each.
Cheetoy.
Neither weight's good. But the,
Khan! Yes!
I don't know that I like that con.
Me, I don't like it either, but it's a button.
And Anya is dancing here. 8-so did clear. And 6-so as well. This is actually Ishanten somehow, but it doesn't have a Yaku.
Well, that's the 5-pin upgrade we wanted.
1 7-pin in the wall. There it is. And the 7-pin is safe to 1 Ricci. It might just come out, actually. 1 chance now.
8-so is luckily safer, so we have some ways out of it, and 6-so is safe, so... There is 1 6-mon left in the wall, I guess, so... Daniel can still win, not Daniel, James can still win this.
Oh, it's
Oh.
Jeong who tries it first. This is the second time. Oh, there's Uda too for the Mongon. This is the second time that Anya's held the deal-in tile and someone else has dropped it first. Which is kind of interesting because I'm a relatively conservative player, but I think I might have dealt in already in that hand.
I mean, at the end, apparently the Khan was the right choice.
Khan was the right choice. Daniel found the route to Mongon. James now in the dealer seat. Nice hand. Love to open this.
Open it? I want to close it.
Oh, well, I guess what I meant to say is I'd love to flip up my tiles and see this as my high pie.
Oh.
I realized the error of my statement. 9-pin, 7-pin, it feels like. Oh, nice hand across the table for Daniel as well. I wonder if that will turn into Itsu. The full straight in the Manzu.
Interesting. If you're gonna drop 3, so why not drop 9-mon?
Maybe, I mean, I guess if you draw the 7-mon, you're just going to slam the Ricci anyway, so maybe you're right.
Hmm.
2 Dora on the left, a Dora on the right, but really, I think this is a battle between James, the dealer, and Daniel across the table.
That's a Yakuai pair. That's gonna speed that hand up a fair amount. If someone gets a red dragon at least.
We've seen the red dragon has been so uncooperative. Either the player has the pair and the other two are deep in the wall, or the turn you drop when you redraw it, there's a 3-sided weight.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3, 6, 9. None of those tiles look good to drop against this.
So let me ask you: do you like that Samen-chan better, or do you like the Samen-chan by dropping 4-so and confirming Tanyao?
That's a funny one. If Forso wasn't the Dora, then I think it would be a lot closer.
Oh yeah, Forza's the Dora. Oopsies, I did not see that.
But this also has like Pinshu and can be Tano a lot of times too.
Ah,
Even if Forso wasn't the Dora.
Daniel really doesn't like that 9, so
Yeah,
yeah,
Monzu
like
don't look good, and 36947 doesn't look good.
yeah, like you really want to push that hand, but like you really can't.
Monzu's starting to come out, so Daniel has a route out of here. Won't get into trouble. And Anya looks like she's also just folding. Has been playing really defensively against Richi's this series, to my eye. It's been paying out. Oh, there's the Tsibol. And when you take this Richi, you're not expecting to roam.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that statement.
I'm not expecting to roam.
I've seen a lot of times where someone just randomly just drops a 9, so
Yeah, I mean, usually it's when they've got a good hand and they're Ishanten or Tenpai or something like terminal. How bad could it be? With a 5 declaration tile in particular, I know that weights higher to the 3-6 and the 4-7, but it also could be an upgrade. Like if you had a 5-7 weight, I don't think I would take that Richi. I think I would wait for the 4-so draw or the 8-so draw. It's really easy to see, you know, you drawing that, slamming the 5-so, and then you're either waiting on 3-so, 6-so, or 9-so.
yeah. Ooh, James has a choice here.
Seong has a choice.
Home.
Does that chi help you?
Chi.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of is good enough when your play as she needs to.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a great draw. Wow.
Wow, this could be a oh no.
I think I dropped 6-mon.
Yeah, it does help the flush hand, and that is concerning.
Chi.
I kind of want to get it out of my hand sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Feels promising that the 9-mon didn't get called. Ooh, might want to keep this though. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably don't want to drop 2 more free tiles for the Chinitsu Honitsu.
Yeah, 1 tile is okay, but 2 central tiles like this is probably not going to fly. Especially when the first one could be called into Tenpai and then the second one deals in.
A bit of a backfire for Daniel for not going headless.
A bit of a backfire for Zeong not holding the Dora.
Each.
Could be Tenpai for Itsu Dora 3 right now.
Hey,
Oh.
plus mechanic.
We call this for Tenpai.
Yep.
Daniel 3-6-mon for Richi Dora 1. Not that many tiles. Only 1 3-mon in the wall.
Ooh, interesting. Doesn't like the 2-pin. I think I'd push 2-pin because it's 1 chance.
It's tough with 2 calls like this. To just fold out. But it looks like that's the move James is making. Not quite Tenpai, but actually this Tuso is it is 1 chance as well, because we've dropped all the Dora.
Is that Tenpai?
Not quite.
Not really.
Alright, if it's Pon shortly.
Ooh.
Oh, we do miss out on Tenpai. James got back. 4-pin is fine.
Huh. What's your safest tile? 2-mon?
2-mon
Yeah,
is
that's
pretty
fair.
good. Okay, some dancing. But James gets there. Gets back to Tenpai. Daniel will collect some points as well.
I mean, yeah, got back to Tenpai's dealer. That's worth a lot.
Oh, early call from Anya on the left. Maybe a flush. Maybe not.
I mean, like it's there's a stick in the middle. Like this hand started with 2,600.
Yeah, certainly just playing as efficiently as possible will be solid. If you get perfect draws, you can end up with maximum value, but it looks like the draws are going really nicely for just speed here.
Green dragon. Eat.
Yeah, Dora, be gone. Dealer also Ishantam, looking for the 5-pin in particular. Maybe get the
No Sanshok.
Yeah, we've got the 2-pin already, so it's hard to incorporate the 3-pin into our hand. I guess we need to draw a 6-mon first. Oh, that's an upgrade.
That is an upgrade, yes.
Pong.
4-pin. Gives Anya the Pong for each.
Ooh. We're 10 on one side, but 5-mon is still fine to play. Oh! Whoa! What is this?
That's a play.
Is this a play for Dion Peiko? Oh, come on, 4-5, so you have to do it now. No!
I think I would actually do 4-5, so there,
I mean, if
yeah.
you're cutting 2-mon, it's gotta be for...
No, I mean, it's also
Oh, it would
Chito
have been
Ishanten.
Tenpai!
It was also Chito, yeah, like, that was Chito Ishanten.
Ah. There would have been one 4-mon left on the wall, so not the best odds, but it would have been funny for sure.
Tenpai is Tenpai.
Hey, we can still get there. 4-5, so draw. Can make it happen.
Technically, like, 2-mon, 3-mon, 4-mon, 5-mon, 6-mon all get you Tenpai.
Yeah, there are a million Tenpai draws, and that's why the 2-mon cut was so odd.
봄,
Pom, Tenpai, Fortseang, East only.
봄.
Waiting on 4-7 Mon. Yeah, the race is on. I wonder if Daniel will ever open up here.
I don't think he really wants to with that hand.
He doesn't want to. Uh-oh. That's gotta come out.
Nope. Toy.
Oh, you're
toy,
right.
toy.
And James doesn't put his hands on the ring. It is Chinitsu. Or rather, Dion Peiko.
It's Chitoy.
It's value Chitoy.
It's Chitoy.
Alright. Zhang on 4-7 Mon. Anya on 7 Mon Tuso. James on 4 Mon. 4 Mon or 7 Mon from Daniel will be double roan. No matter which one.
No, 4-mon is double roan. 7-mon is a double roan.
Yeah. They're both. Tuso.
Oh, no. That's Tenpai. Dama.
Coming out.
Dama. I can understand the Dama, but I want to read you that for fun.
For fun and profit.
Exactly.
Zayong switches.
Really?
Doesn't feel like dropping the 5. To be fair, that would have dealt in a moment ago. So, oh, the 4, one of them's gonna deal in.
롱,
And it's the cheap side, but
See, this is why you Ricci.
Ah.
Just Ricci.
I do appreciate the fact that James did eventually get to Gianpeko. Also, it was Gianpeko Tanyao. So truly value maxing.
At the end, the winner is the Dama Pimfu.
Now, in the dealer's seat, 4 pairs is a little awkward. We'll see. It could still be a normal hand. Okay, wait. Hear me out. We draw 8-pin. And then we draw 9-pin. And we draw 3-mon. We get Ryan back.
Oh, today's Yaku of the day is just going to be John Peiko. Hey.
Somewhere, Brant is smiling. He's heard the voice of Ryan. Oh, Pon. Interesting. I wonder if we'll see a con later.
That's a... Huh.
Like, you draw into Tenpai, and you're like, yeah, sure. I'm first to Tenpai. No, throws back. Okay.
That's a... Like, that move feels like a real...
Yeet.
Like, I can understand the move.
Hey, feeling happy that we didn't con. And it could have also been a misclick, you know. You're bopping to the music, you're clicking on the screen in time to the beat, and the button pops up unexpectedly. You thought you had no calls on. Ooh, Tempai will not take it.
地
I think I would at least take Tenpai. I think I guess Suji count is getting low, but I think I would push at least one Suji.
Yeah, Nineso is on the edge. Like sometimes it can deal in,
Each.
but I'm willing to try it. Now against the dealer reach, I'm more inclined to fold. 3-pin wait for the dealer. Richi only. But the 3-pin looks hard to use.
Is 4-pin Kanabo?
It is. I think the last one's in the wall, so that would make it really easy to use. But Sads will come out first, and
Okay, 2K. Like it's cheap. You're not really happy to lose that as last plays, but at least you're happy you don't deal into more than 2K. But yeah. Oh well. That's a really funny shape for Anya there. What is that?
2, 3, 3, 3, 3. So it's a Diamond and an Anko. A triplet and a potential sequence.
Does that Naimon help you?
Yeah, she throws it back.
Yeah, I don't think you really look for Itsu with that hand, do you?
I mean, why not Chinitsu?
Huh.
Just imagine drawing five Montiles and then boom, you got it.
I guess that is a way of thinking of it, huh?
Let's take a look at the left.
Chitoy.
Toy. Okay, you and I are on totally different wavelengths. I'm sorry. This is Ishanten for Zhang on the left. Could be Richi Saranko. Dora 1. Dealer with potential Itzu. Across the table, Dora 2 for James. And Tanyo.
Kan.
Oh, there's the con. Not slamming this Richi.
Sanzo.
Now that the 8-mon has become Dora, the 5-mon is less useful to us. Oh, wow, that's a big 6-mon draw. James believes in the 8-so palm.
Daniel got ruined by that 3-man con.
Nope. 4-pin back, so better Ishanten now for James.
Perfect Ishanten? Yes, perfect Ishanten for a possible... Wow.
The only really sad draw is the 9-mon because we have to give up the Dora, but even then we get 4, 5, 6 Sanjok chance.
Okay, Dan's like, I just want to get out of here. Just please give me 2-pin.
Yeah,
Sadly... Oh!
Long.
Ouch.
Dama's gonna strike. Tanya Dora 1 with 50 Fu for 32, and Anya will get over 30k.
Do you Dama that? Like, that feels like a real, like fourth avoidance Dama.
I think it really speaks to the strategy that Anya's been playing all game long. What is in this hand? This is like all the honors for Kokshi, and then a 1-so. So that was what, Kokshi 4 away?
8 unique. Not really much of a... Yeah, you usually want, like, when you see a hand like that, it's like so awkward as the dealer. Like, you'd rather just try to aim for like some Honitsu or something like that.
Right. Well, maybe it's just a normal hand. Maybe we just cut our honors now. West is twice cut, so I could see that. Yeah, I think I agree.
Speaking of
Bonk.
Oniku, Ziyang had a chance for that too.
Yeah, it seems to be eyeing that up. Also, with 4 of the 3 so and 3 of the 8 so really gunking up the warps because of anyone who's got lower or upper so shapes.
That's just such an awkward one. So like you want to cheat, but you don't want to cheat.
There's still 2 1 so left, so there's a little time to work around that. Like Zhang is just Dianzhan 10. If they draw 1 so, 7 so, or 1 so, 9 so, something along those lines, it'll be Tempai.
Ooh, that's a great draw. What is that? That is Yamin Ishanten.
Oddly enough, doesn't look like it with all those multiple copies, but there it is, the 1 so, 7 so draw as predicted. It's
Well, you're dropping
slam,
7
right?
pin. That's not Tempai. Is it?
1
It
Oh,
is
it is.
Tempai.
Oh, because that's an Anko.
Yeah, but they were considering just like Dama and try to draw more Sozu for Chinitsu. Like imagine 5 so 6 so draw.
Do you reach that?
Chi.
Maybe with this scoreline you're not supposed to. I don't know.
Yeah, I think like the plus here is you're waiting on Dora,
Right.
but it just feels like you're losing so much value with that Shinitsu chance. That being said, I guess the counter argument is you really don't have much blocks because all your blocks are Ankos.
Oh, there's a Dora.
That's not leaving that hand.
I don't think so. It feels sus, but we're not in a good spot to really fold.
2 mana is the only Genbu. 5 mana is Nakasechi.
Oh, it does
Boom.
come out. It will be Richi Dora. And the Uda as well for 52. So that's
I guess.
something for Zeong.
Yeah, it's actually really good because you put one person under 30k, so that's actually worth a lot. I think maybe that was the goal. Yeah, maybe the goal is just because you want to put someone under 30k, even though it feels like you're losing a lot of value, you just take it. I can understand that.
James now with the Tanyao shapes and Adora. I really hate it when I've got all these shapes that are moving me in the direction of Tanyao, but I have enough pairs that I'm thinking about Chito with Adora.
1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 block, 4 pairs.
I was I was planning to cut the 9 so on my next like upgrade, unless it was a pair, in which case now I'm really sweating because if I'm doing Chito, I want it to be with Adora. Hello, Richi Pinhu.
Good old.
Tough for dealer to do anything but fight here.
That 1 might come out because you have nothing safer.
Well,
Okay, just because.
takes
Yeah,
the
that makes
Ishan
sense.
Says if I have nothing safe, then rather than testing a terminal, I'm just gonna fight for my Tempai.
Yep.
6-pit Ishantan. For a normal hand now for James. Gives up the Chito.
That's Tempai.
That's
That's
sad.
such a.
Okay, 7 so.
Like, I can understand it. Just feels really bad to go for Richinomi.
It's last place though, so you never know what can
Yeah.
happen. Flip Uda-san. Or I guess Uda too.
Yeah. Just feels so bad.
It really does. Then again, the value of the hand that you're fighting against
Sumo.
might not be that strong. Oh, there it is.
That's the Takame.
No Uda, but getting the 1-mon there really solidifies that big victory.
And there you go, your daily dose of Sanchok.
Every hand is Sancho except for the ones that you allow to not be. You accept that the San, you see that acknowledge that the Sancho is there, and you say it's okay. I don't need Sancho with this hand. And you go for something else.
Who has the funniest hand here? Everyone just has decent hands here.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of conditions, Zhang just needs to keep winning hands as the dealer. Daniel just needs to end the game, maybe with double south. Maybe with Chitoy.
Khan!
Come.
Yeah, Anya will con for Pandora helps. Ishan 10 technically, although the pair is really the sticky point in this hand. And interesting to see how that gets resolved. And on the left, rather for Anya, she needs, what, 6,000 points approximately? 5,600?
Headless. Do you like the headless there? Or would you drop 4-1, 6-1?
6 months Dora.
Oh.
4 pins also Dora, so he's trying to hedge one or the other.
Oh. That's a funny case. That's actually a very funny one.
This is one of those spots where actually holding the 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 shape is actually pretty strong. Because we're headless, looking at the hand across the table, either the 1, 4 or the 2, 5 would get Tempai. But this is also Tempai. It's not the P side, but it is the good side. It is the Ipotsu side. And James had just paired up the Dora as well, was looking at a Mangon, but instead, Anya will get the 6,400 that she needed to get over 30k. And will collect 5.8 points for second place. Daniel, the big winner, though, plus 32.1. James will take a minor third here, minus 7.6. And Zhang, the minus 30.3 to finish to round out game 2. Standings updated. Everyone's just sitting right there in the middle.
Yeah, it just seems like a good old everyone's just like, it's just one of those like, you feel like that session, that this is going to be a session where you just go net equal.
Yeah, it really feels like this season players are going to be even all throughout. It's going to be a real battle at the end. B1 is always tight at the finish line in terms of promotion and whatnot. All right. Well, we've got a couple games starting. Ooh, one's starting up in 6 seconds.
Sounds nice.
It'll be a B3 table.
Ah, this one here. Yep.
I think I recognize a couple of those names, but Alex, I believe, is playing this table.
Yep. So we have, at least what I see here, it is George S. We have Alex D. Yi Cheng Z. RIT, yay. And Cliff W.
Very good. So we'll populate the standings. They are just underway. We can hop over now. Looks like this is their third game.
Quick look at the hand on the right there. That's I want 2-3-4 Sanchoku. I'm not sure if I can get it. Yeah.
You can always get it.
You really want the 4-mon in that hand. Gosh. The question is, if you draw the 4-mon, what do you drop?
3, oh well, 5 mon.
Okay.
Look, I get it. You're supposed to keep the 2-3 so that you can draw a second Dora. But have you considered
confirming the Sanshoku?
Speaking
of Tempai.
Yeah, confirming Tempai for Cliff. It's just June only.
It's good weight. That for so probably lead, yeah. 1K is 1K.
That will move us
Boom.
quickly into the next round. South Players Dealership. Wow, that's a confusing way to say it. Alex's Dealership. Green Dragon Dora is always spicy.
We have 2 of them in people's hand. Huh, on the left there for George's hand. Is that a Cheetoy?
It's got 1, 2, 3.5 pairs. The half being the Dora.
It's like this is one of
I
the
see what
weird
you're
cases where it's
saying. Like all the shapes are bad, right?
yeah. Because like it's kind of asking like, what are you gonna do with that hand? Like, do you think you can play normally? That like I'm like, are you like for example, are you happy with like maybe opening for Tanya? Well, now Green Dragon's dead. Does that mean you have to be happy with Tanya with that hand now?
I don't. Maybe you just not. You just don't become happy at all. Just live in misery in this hand. It's very tough to expect this to complete very quickly, especially when dealer is opening so aggressively. You're certainly feeling
Yeah.
like you're behind.
Ooh, on the right there, Icheng is Ishan 10. Kutsuki. Kinda.
Yeah. We call that Kutsuki.
It is a Kutsuki, but kind of a more interesting one because
It's bad weight, bad value, but it is Tepai.
takes the Dama.
The question is, what is your upgrade here? You can upgrade your weight with the 5 mod. You can upgrade to a Shabo, I guess, with the 6 mod or the 8 mod. You can upgrade to Tanya and cut the 9 so pair in the future. But if you're not cutting the 9 so pair, maybe this is just avoid throwing a stick because you think that the dealer is Tenpai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not winning this hand
Again,
anyway, so
yeah.
I'll just hope I get lucky with a 7 mod draw, but other than that, I'm out.
Yeah, it's always like these Richie Nomi bad weights are always just the most annoying things. Like what am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to play it, but like,
I think is the Dora's cut also, so you know the hands aren't that value. Like Alex is probably just playing 1500. George has actually kind of gotten there. This Ricci might be coming out in time too.
That's Chi. Maybe drops 3 mon. 3 pin.
Okay, safe entry.
That's gonna be very funny if the 4 mon gets conned.
It will be to Yicheng. Cliff might not be so appreciative.
7, so well that's Suchi. 3 mon again.
3 pin, 3 pin?
I might do that, yeah. Seems like, yeah, Cliff is sussing out the Manju. Which makes sense, because that discard pile says I probably am Manju heavy.
I'm not laughing because I was trying to convince George. Like, find a reason that George could convince himself to cut the 4 mon. A lot of times the first cut 1 mon means there's a 4 mon in the hand. And then, yeah, there's actually 3 of them. Well, yeah, I think George is just out here. 5 pin is safe. Alex has been able to hold this Tenpai this whole time. We'll get
That's
one
Tenpai.
last draw.
That's Tenpai.
4, 5, 8, 7. Sorry, 4, 5, 8.
Yep.
7 mon was Yisheng. Will be 3 players Tenpai. A really nice play by Cliff to get there safely. There were opportunities to hold better tempis, but found a route to be safe, broke tempi, got back into tempi, and was safe the entire time.
Yeah, those are the cases where you're like, I didn't win, but hey, I got the. I mean, tempai points are pretty important, especially in Akanashi.
Absolutely. All right, we've got a dealer sticking around up to 31k, Rishi stick, and a homebot in the middle. This Hypai looks reasonably strong. I would like to end up on this 1-so 9-mon Shabum, except for the fact that the 1-so has just come out, and the 9-mon is the door indicator. So Shabum's looking a lot worse.
I'm looking for any way to get that door, the 1-mon Dora there.
Yeah, that's why we're holding the 3-mon. There is a path to like an 8-so, drawing the 2-so, 6-so, 7-so, but that cuts the 3-mon, and we'll hold that for as long as possible.
5-so. Yeah, I don't think you want 5-so too much.
Taking a peek at some of the other hands, we do have a 1-mon door on the right, although that hand kind of wants to be Tanyao, maybe even pairs.
Cliff has a... Maybe one... I don't know if I like 1-mon first. I guess that's Saki. I guess that's the Sakigiri saying, I think I have a higher chance of Tanya than Chitoi.
Yeah, and this is getting late, so Sakigiri does make some degree of sense. Oh, this is a tempai. I think we're just going to start with door 2.
Reach +2. It kind of sad that we don't, like, if we draw a 9-mon here, that becomes a banger. Like, in that case, that becomes Richi Junchan Sanshokudora 2.
Yeah, that one draw is worth an additional, what, 5 Han?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes.
So I can see the hesitation. I think Cliff would have insta-slammed if not for that 9-mon draw potential. But it's so punishing to miss out on a 7-pin win while you're waiting around for one of 3 tiles to appear in your hand. Like 3 copies of the 9-mon.
And yeah, the fact that you're third, like, you have 2 Dora already. Like, this is already a 5,200 hand.
Yeah, that's what 6 firsts will do to a player. Plus 208 in 8 games. Kind of nuts for Cyrus. I'm hoping we can get Cyrus in commentary one of these days. I have to pick that man's mind.
Could I cheat for K10? But I can understand not wanting to drop 3-mon when 4-mon was dropped. Like, it was the Kimi Tadashi right before the Richi.
That's a backup pair. And I'm a 9-mon, so maybe a route here for the dealer. That's Tempai. On the right, it is a Chitoi. If you jam the 4-pit.
Each.
Shitty trap.
So both players waiting on the 7-pin now.
Where's the last 7-pin?
Oh, it's gonna come out. The declaration tile bait, and those Richi sticks will go to Yicheng first. And then the Cliff will win the Mongon with the Uda. Doesn't get his Richi stick back, but you know what? Net gain of 7,000 is pretty good. Yeah, that's tough when the second Richi hits the board. The number of save tiles that you have to work with decreases rapidly. The 7-pin is Suji to both. What could go wrong? Roan.
It didn't hurt so much.
Both for Mongon value, yeah.
Like, there's always this saying, Richi Suji is not a Suji.
Still, in that spot, there sometimes isn't much better. Like, whenever someone declares Ricci, I'm always very suspicious of the Suji tile. But if I don't have anything better to do, then I'll just drop it.
홈,
Yeah, it was tough
Boom.
spot. I'd have to look at the hand again and see if there's anything better. But in the end, that it's going to put Yicheng in the lead here, 39-3. And a couple speedy hands to follow up now. Alex opening up with the green dragon, George with the white dragon, and none of the hands have an incredible amount of value. The Dora is all held by Cliff, pretty much.
Ooh, that's a really interesting. Because I'm really interested about this play right now. Skipping the 6-pin chi. Is that saying I want toy or something?
Maybe it's just saying I want to finish one of my harder to fill shapes first before the Jiamen.
Yeah.
Especially because it's a chi.
Ooh.
Like, maybe you value your draw more than one of the 8 3-pin 6
Boom.
pins.
That's the easy pong. Wait a second. Why is Alex already Tenpai?
Yeah, that was very quick. Drew the 9-mon earlier on. And chillin'. Looking for a better weight, honestly. Would you con, like, Diamond Con 9-mon? I think I would if my weight was better.
Yeah.
But I think
Yes.
you can make an argument to con even now.
Speaking of con,
No content from Yicheng here.
which makes sense because you don't want to lose the 6-0 uke.
Yeah, technically, the 6-0 is
Con.
accepted into this place. Oh, it's everyone
That's-
conning.
That's Tenpai.
Oh, the 4-pin, no.
Con now?
Con.
Yeah, might as
Yeah.
well. Okay.
Oh.
Con into Tenpai. Makes the
That's
one.
Tenpai.
Okay, 1-mon door. That's a pair in George's hand. 2-5 or 1-4. 5?
5? What? What?
What kind of dirty trap is this? The 8-mon's gotta come out here.
롱,
Disgusting.
Okay.
Says if I cut 3-pin, 4-pin, they won't expect me to be waiting on the 5-pin, surely.
What the fuck is this high pie? What?
Dude, do we even switch perspective? I just want to sit here and watch this.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go. Because this is also
Yeah.
pretty spicy, too.
Oh. Huh.
Okay, Honitsu Chanta, Yakuhai brewing on the left. Also, they started with 5-pin, disguising that they're waiting in the pins there.
I mean, you have 5 blocks. Yeah,
Cliff-
you do have 5 blocks.
Cliff is making his intentions clear. Honestly, it's just a race between those two. Maybe Alex has a small chance, but
Honroto Toy?
oh my goodness.
Honroto Toy Honitsu
Hon.
Yakuhai 3?
I guess the South isn't a Yakuhai yet, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, South isn't.
It's
yeah.
okay. We get Hatsu and cut the 2-pin, 1-pin.
Is this just Toitsuba?
Well, Alex has a Sanchoku hand, so maybe not.
홈,
Home. Toy for George. I thought that was he had the worst hand, but he's actually just Ishan done here.
I was gonna say
Home.
that's Chitoy, but yeah, seems like I don't think we want that. Yeah. Is that Tenpai? No, it's not Tenpai.
It's
It
not what we
is-
want.
We're
이치,
really
Yoichi,
not.
okay. Tenpai for Yicheng as well. We could see another double round.
Tenpai for dealer.
Oh my. Is the 1 better weight than the 6-9? No. Okay, let's just play the natural way.
I mean,
1
9-so
looks
also-
really good. But
홈,
but 9-so is the safer.
Alex missed the weight 1 turn. There's the 3-pin sumo.
Wow, nice shift.
Craziness.
Yeah.
What is going on in this game?
Yeah.
It's also funny because if Alex had waited 1 turn on the Ricci, would have then drawn the 7-mon, switched with the 4-mon, probably declaring Ricci then. And then who does that tile go to?
치,
I think that goes to Cliff, who then gets double roamed. Yeah. what a
치,
crazy shift of events there. And we're not done yet. It's like another flush for
Boom.
Yi Cheng. So a repeat of the last hand.
Honitsu vs Honitsu. These people really love Saki getting their Honitsu tiles.
Yeah, this is an early 7-mon. But the hand does need a pair. The 7-mon is not a very good pair candidate.
Is that?
Toy Toy, I guess? Oh, sorry,
Boom.
this is Chi. Toy Toy with the Chi again. We are in the south round, so double Yakuhai, not Atozuke here. So a 6-pin would be a totally fine Chi here.
That none doesn't do anything. Well, there's your 6-pin.
Nah, just draw it yourself.
Oh, both people. The only question here is who drops their Yakuai first.
I feel like it's going to be Yi Cheng. Although the 7-mon has already come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too wide of an Ishanten to keep the tune for.
You're sad, but I guess 2K dealing isn't the worst.
Yeah, you never have to be 3D10 there either, so it makes a lot of sense to play this way. And still first, going into South 2, we have Alex in the dealer seat. Pretty decent hype pie. Would like to resolve the Mon shapes as soon as possible. On the right, Yi Cheng with another pretty great hand. 2 away from Tenpai. Would like to draw the 6-0. Or some central Sozu connector. Across the table, also 2 away from Tenpai, is Cliff. Can call for 2,000 more points if the red dragon comes out. And on the left, another hand that's 2 away from Tenpai. So everyone's relatively close here. We could see them hitting Tenpai around the same time.
That is Ishanten.
Boom.
I can understand the Pong. You know what? I guess you have to take that Pong, huh? Do you? So awkward.
I think you can wait a little bit.
Yeah, maybe you can skip the first Pong, I guess. I don't want to take that one, so.
Yeah, the problem, as I'm sure you're thinking, is that it's only worth 1,000 points, or maybe 2,000. But
there is a way to get 3 Han with Chanta Sanshoku?
okay. I'm down. I like the pull. I mean, also the fact that you are only about 8,000 points away from the dealer is pretty reasonable to call. And if you prevent them from winning a dealer hand, that increases your chance of not being last. So great sequence of events here for George as he gets the ideal 6-0 draw into Tenpai on 6-9 Mon.
You really want to draw the 8 now so you can get a Sanshoku chance. 9-pin.
Yeah, that's
Doesn't
the,
really
the
do
wrong
much.
direction.
Ooh, I was gonna say that 9-mon looked kinda loose, but with that 7-mon, that 9-mon probably stays.
Yeah, just Yashanta now. I don't even mind cutting the 8-mon ahead of the East here, just because I don't really ever want to cut the 6-8,
Yeet.
so... and now we've got this 8-mon stuck in our hand. Do we dodge somehow? Does that 9-mon help us? No, okay.
Don't.
Deals
Nope.
into the cheaper hand, however. This is also the direct competition, so this might have been more expensive than dealing in across the way. We won't know because we
Ooh.
can't see the Uda, but...
That makes South 3 conditions a lot more interesting for the two of them.
And
Huh.
naturally, South 3 is the round where you really start to look at your point conditions and play to
Boom.
what you need.
That's a Honitsu commit.
This table likes their Honitsu.
What do you think of the dealer's hand? Is this a Honitsu?
I don't think so. Well, I'm second guessing. Do you cut a floater? Do you cut one-so? I think a floater's fine because you're still technically Ishanten here. But if you draw a Mon tile, like a 9-mon, then I am not going to reach E. If I draw 6-mon, maybe
Reach Pinfu.
Idama still, because there's like Ipeko Itsu upgrades on the one bond.
Even as
and-
dealer Reach Pinfu.
And at that point, I might as well go one so and commit to the Mon Flash.
Only problem is,
Well, now you can just, play for it all.
quote perfect Ishanten.
Yeah, this is going to be really exciting between Icheng and Alex. Who gets these Mon tiles? I'm considering the Pwn here just goes for it.
That's actually interesting because that was like that's perfect Ishanten. That was also Chitoi Ishanten.
Yeah, this is spicy, and it's kind of working out.
The problem is we have two people who are directly competing in Manzu.
Yeah, that's when one Horitsu is competing against the Chinitsu. So Alex has the advantage of being able to use the Dora. But
oh no,
Icheng has the advantage of being able to pwn everything.
Okay, that's funny. 1 Manpong, 3 Manpong, 2 Manpong.
San Nenko. I want that 4-mon draw. Switch to Shabo for the Toy Sudenko.
Isn't there like a local Yaku for like 111 223 333 or something like that?
And then the 4 in a row is a Yakuman. Oh, do you switch? It is the Toy Queen.
I mean, 5 outs against 4 outs. Not much of a difference.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Suji Trap the 7?
Oh my gosh, pairs up the Red Dragon?
Ooh, I mean, 3-so's a fine start, and you can pair cut something else, like 4-pin, get some ridiculous... There was the Surenko.
Would you like the second Chi?
Yes, I would. I would like the second Chi. And now the question is 5-so, 6-so, or 4-pin? 5-6, okay.
Is there a difference?
This is wider, technically. 8-mon is safe, one of the few safe Monzu.
Not really. I don't think you can take...
What a sad draw that 7-pin is. It's so limiting.
Senpai!
You're just not ever expecting to see the Chun. Somehow George is working his way to flush. Okay, doesn't want to cut the 6-mon. Fair. Understandable. Alex.
Okay. Yeah, that's just I don't want to deal with the dealer. You don't want to deal into a dealer Chinese toy. So funny of how but like you're never dropping the Red Dragon. Like you literally cannot drop the Red Dragon.
No, you can't. Fake sumo.
Nice sumo.
Throws it back. There's the Chun, and that one's not coming out. Now the Chun would actually pass, but sometimes you can tell a player is Atosuke, and then they like draw a tile and sit there for a few seconds, and like, huh. And then they just sumo giri, and you know that they drew the wrong side of their shabu, and that you can jam again. But I don't know if that's necessarily the case here.
Yeah, that just looks like kind of like a Tanyao, like I don't know what happened there.
Right.
Maybe some
does not hit. It was 1-5 and 1-7 the wall. Neither 0-5s and 1-7, I think. Does not hit.
I guess Tenpai.
Yeah, recently, for Easter, the Chicago club had a Yaku hunting event.
Ooh.
No eggs involved, but there are a bunch of local Yaku, including San Nenko and Su Nenko. And actually somebody got it. They would have won Su Renko, but they didn't believe hard enough. But that was a lot of fun. Not Yaku hunting normal, though. I guess we kind of are. We have the Yaku decks.
Has anyone ever filled it out completely? Well, no, that's like impossible, right?
I mean, you gotta... all the Yakuman, there's like a Yakuman class, so you don't need to get all the Yakuman to. Technically, you do need to for full completion, but let's just say all the Yakuman are the same. In that case, I think it is possible. You just need to get the Sankansu. That's the hard one. Sankansu, Chankan, and Rinshan, and Doko end up being the hardest ones, and Yanpeiko. I feel like I just listed a whole bunch of things, but a number of people have most of those. Thinking Blaine is one of the players that's won Sankansu. Actually, Korak has won Sankansu as well.
Boom.
Cliff opens up here. It's just a Tanya.
I mean, I think the idea there is, yeah, I don't. That just seems like okay. Let's just get out of here with, yeah. Let's just try to take 1K and just get out of here. Because yeah, you'd rather just get out of here than risk going under 30K.
Yeah, keep in mind that it's your direct competition, the dealer, that you don't want to continue winning hands.
Could pull
That's
for Tempai.
That would actually avoid the deal in. It's so
Pump.
tempting to pass this because you have potential for Ipeko and a closed Ricci, but this late, getting to the middle of row 2, I think it's acceptable to make this call.
Cliff really doesn't like the 5-8 pin, huh? 6 pin.
Boom.
That's Dora 3.
It is, but
Classic call to Dora, find your Yaku later.
Yeah, essentially that's probably gonna drop 1 monsoon
Mm-hmm.
and hope for the 4 mon. Ron 1K.
Good weight switch, it turns out, from Cliff. Does snipe the 5, and that will send us to all last. All right. Here's the deal. Cliff needs 8K.
I mean, we have 5 blocks.
George is 4,200 points away, so 3 Hansumo will get there. A 3 Han non-Pifu Tsumo, I should say.
Okay.
Alex needs a Hanuman to get over 30K. So really you're just playing to prevent George from overtaking. He just needs to win any hand to end this game. Even considering the call here, perhaps.
I don't think you have to take the first 7-so, but at some point you might have to take a 7-so.
Yeah, or like a 4-so or 6-so or something along those lines.
Oh, hey, the funny 244-668, the double Ryankan shape? Is that what you want to call it?
1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that fills. Do we need a save time? Do we need a Haku? Yeah, I think it's fine to throw. I say this as somebody who holds a lot of save tiles.
I mean, this is just, you just take full Tanya efficiency, probably. Cheat that, yeah.
You can 3-pin, 2-pin.
That actually might not be that bad, yeah.
Dude is playing this hand very carefully from this point forward. Because you're walking a tightrope to Tempai. If you make one efficiency error, that could cost you the hand.
That is Tempai. Wow.
Ideal set of draws, but Cliff close behind. Ishantem. George. Not going to deal in just yet, but there is a world where this 5
that's getting cheated.
Comes out.
I think you have to cheat, right?
Cheat.
I feel like you should, yes. Again,
you hate. Yeah.
It's just like the last round where Yichen, as the dealer said, I need to be Tempai. It's middle of the second row and somebody's already open. Cliff knows as well.
Yeah. Like, you hate opening there. You lose so much value, but you kind of have to just because of Like, you need your dealership to go on.
Absolutely. And so now the gap only 6,000 points between the two of them. The condition has lessened. Of course, if Cliff does surpass Yicheng here, we will continue to play the game until he can pass the dealership. As is the standard.
Akari Yame Nashi.
Standard for most tournament rule sets. George's condition has not changed and has a Haku pair. Maybe 7 pairs is an option. Really tough to call this first one, though, even with Toy Toy as a possibility.
Yeah, it feels so bad. You
Yeah.
really hope to like pair up another Yakuai before you take that pawn.
Preferably the double south. Oh, hey, look what just showed up.
I think I dropped 7 pin there first.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I'd rather have a chance for a triple Yakuai. Like, I'm not even happy about that 5 pin.
Do we end up playing for Chitoy? Oh, this is a decent pawn as well for Toy Toy chances. Let's it go.
I think I pawned that 5 pawn.
Michi Chitoy is 32. Sumo would be enough. Would it? 4,000, yes.
It's the classic Chitoy vs Toy Toy. I guess the Toy Toy blocks are pretty bad, considering like half of them are mid tiles, but I really want that Mangan. That's Tenpai. Reach, you know me, but it's Tenpai.
Each.
They were okay. We're taking it. 3
Seven
mon is the weight.
Pawn.
No pawn. It
Doesn't-
really feels like he's playing for the Chitoy.
It just feels so bad to play Chitoy here. Like, I can understand, like, after you skipped the 5 mon, Chitoy's a lot, Toy Toy's a lot worse.
Oh, Epots!
Wow!
Don't.
From Ishanten. Not a lot of save tiles.
Urasa!
Oh my goodness, what in the world? Just Ricci, says Cliff. I'll flip the Uda. I'll find my value.
And that's... that's why you just click the button. Richi no mi? Nah, Richi Urasan.
Ricci Patsu Uda-san. Oh my goodness. And now, Cliff is comfortably in first place. Can easily just fold out of this hand at the nearest sign of danger, of course. Why not build more value if you can? And at the same time, George is quickly approaching Tenpai Ishanten already. The perfect Ishanten. Alex across the table is Ishanten for Chitoy. Sorry, that was only 4 pairs. George Anko, but it's Ishanten for a normal hand. There we go. And we'll probably just call the Haku if it comes out, but George is going to get there first. Which weight?
That...
Each.
Oh! Alex can
Each.
chase here, and will taking
Is that a...
9-pin Haku.
Chi.
That's a funny in Totsu.
Yeah, 1-4. So, and the 8 mon. The other option was the Pinfu route. Ichi
What would you
Pinfu
have
Dora.
chosen?
See, with 2 Homba? Probably the Pinfu. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to have been sitting in that seat and looking at the scores ahead of time. Yicheng calls to break some stuff. Dealer's like, I'm done. I'm just gonna get out. You two can fight this out. 9-pin Haku both in the wall. All tiles in the wall. For the other weight, there's 1-1 so. And
Don't.
Oh,
the 8 mon will come out.
Does that puts him under 30k? That's 5 more points for Cliff.
No, son again!
No!
What? Forget under 30k, that's third. Okay, that's unlucky. that is just illegal. How is
That
this
is-
allowed to happen?
You dealing to 6 ura in South 4? Excuse me?
I'm just like stunned right now. I've never seen that much Urasan. I get an Urasan like once every 6 months, and then two happen back to back. Unbelievable. I would ask the table for 5 minutes before my next game. And then
Yikes.
Cliff somehow, as you said, ends up being the only player over 30k, plus 42.6, truly value maxing. And wow, what a finish. Gonna go from in the deeper negatives to just barely under zero, so climbing now. Alex ends up taking the fourth somehow. Without the Uda-san, I don't know if that hand was enough. It was Richie Dora. Oh, it had Tanya. Okay, yeah, it was enough to
Yeah.
overtake anyway.
Well, one show would have been a bit weird, though.
Yeah, one so would have been weird for sure. And there were two Richie sticks as well, so yeah, it was definitely more than enough. Wow, okay. Craziness happening at this Division B3 table. And I believe they're going to play more, but we might be taking a small break of our own before the next game starts.
Urasan.
Yeah, okay. So we will go on a quick break. We will be back, though, for more action. All right, folks, we're back. We have a new table, a new commentator. Welcome, Noel.
Hi.
It's going to be a lot of fun watching this next table. I have some personal interest in this one because there are a couple players, maybe even a few players that are from my relatively local area. And so it's going to be exciting to see how things pan out. Our first dealer here is Joseph, who I believe is in the also a Midwest player. Jesse, if you're a member of the Armel server, posts a lot of what would you do's. Is like the life of the what would you do server or channel right now. So always has some good ones. And also a member of the late night crew that sits up watching play and analyzing play. Has been doing a lot of study with AI as well. So really excited to watch him play. Across the table, we have Carly, who has some very interesting statistics. I noticed 50% call rate, 9.5% reachy, so very open. I'm expecting to see a lot of calls here. And then on the left, Brendan heads up one of the Chicago Mahjong clubs and has been having a fun season. I remember watching some hands of his and thinking, wow, these are absolutely insane. I don't know how this is working. And this is also kind of insane. I don't know how this is working. Already, was that Ishan 10 on the left for Brendan?
Potential Sanshoku from Jesse.
Ooh, spicy on the right. And I've been spreading the good news of Sanchoku to Jesse. We'll see if
It is too hot. So if you can get it with Ricci, it's already 52 at least. With that door, it bumps up to Mongon pretty easily.
is there
So
ever a
first
world
next.
where this becomes Itsu instead?
I think it could be, but I think you're cutting out Yamen. So
Yeah,
taking that perfect Ishanten, I think, yeah, Pinfu, Dora, Ricci, even if you don't get the Sanshoku, is still 39. Rihan hit the Ura, right? For easy Mangan.
sounds like a plan. And wow, cutting away from the 4-pin early, so Sakigiri here, and maybe cutting 2-pin, 4-pin consecutive like this disguises the 3-pin weight. Do you like to Sakigiri this way, or do you hold the perfect Ishanten?
I like holding it late row too, just because, especially since you're kind of looking across, right? You get that Honitsu going. It's quite obvious
リーチ
at this point. And here comes the Richi. So Dasigiri, well, it's Genbutsu. But to the dealer, the 4-pin would have been more dangerous. So I think the 4-pin Sakigiri is quite smart. The real question is, how do you play around this Richi?
You don't, you just jam.
リーチ
I think you jam.
Wow, 5-pin makes the 8-pin Suji, but no one's got an 8-pin to discard. In fact, there's only one left in the wall.
3 so looks pretty good. There's still 2 left in the wall. Of course, the 6 so still gets you quite a bit.
A big advantage for Jesse here. That's a tap buy.
Well, Brendan is looking down the 2 Richis right now.
I guess you take it.
相撲
Yeah, 9-1 is comes to both, and there's the sumo.
No, though. Still
We'll take the
1326.
420.
Yeah.
420. We love that.
And you get the Ricci stick, snipe it away. Oops, Jesse off to an early lead. There's the draw.
Nothing crazy from any of these high pies, from what I can see. They're pretty slow. It doesn't have to be slow, but the dealer hand could be pretty choppy.
Yeah,
Since we are kind of looking for Sanchoku, we do have the 4-5-6 again. Potentially.
I see a world with a lot of choices here because eventually you can cut the south-south for Tanya, or
Gee.
you can open. Oh, I guess you could do it all.
If you get the Sanchoku, it's still 29 because you're a dealer. Pretty solid, because you kind of just want to go for speed and win your hand as fast as possible.
Yeah, and getting a nice Kanchan fill like that 5 really incentivizes the open. Don't know when you're going to be able to
Hmm,
draw that, so we do have an interesting hand brewing on the right, though.
let's. I think it's a bit far from Chinitsu, but would you go something
Peach.
like that with that? Oh no, it's
Probably not.
there's more Chitoy on the right side.
Ooh, well, that 8-mon might make it Chitoy. We do have a Ricci on the left, and that is Ricci only. Waiting 5-8. So, did you ever Dama that and try for Sananko?
I think it's a bit ambitious. But I've been tuning in. I saw some Ura-sans. So
The more triplets you
maybe
have.
Knight is Knight of Ura-san. What can I say?
Oh, that is a Chitoy Tempai, so it will be taken.
Dama
Maybe because
on
the
the
3-mon looks so
3-mon?
bad.
3-mon is Genbutsu, but you do have to cut the 4-pin to be in Tempa at all. Because Kansai Chitoy is not a real thing.
I wish. Tsuno, add it. Add it as an option. We need it.
Oh, this Chitoy is looking rough. Drawing twice cut. Well, that's actually dead, Hatsu.
I feel like they are going to slam a Ricci on any tile that they... Oh, just
Sumo.
Sumo.
God.
Okay. Just draw the last 3-mon. Believe.
I
It's...
like the Dama either way, because you have that door too.
Yeah.
So there's no risk for you to kind of wait for a better hand.
Yeah, that's actually insane. Okay, so I see that the craziness from the last game has not worn off, despite the table switch.
Hey, but that's Mahjong. You never really know what's gonna happen.
That's true. That's what makes the game fun.
Pom.
Oh, okay. Yep, there's the quick Yakuhai.
Looks like quick is exactly what the plan is here. There's no real value to this hand, but so far Brendan hasn't really been able to fight too hard in these hands, and so at the very least, if you can prevent other people from winning, that will send you forward to your own dealership, and then maybe you can make the magic happen.
I mean, there's definitely incentive to just kind of pass the dealership and then kind of wrench on 5 times.
Yeah.
It's always a good condition.
We're going to see some interesting choices soon. The 8-pin makes sense here. I think we're going to see one so in the future and play for Tanya across the table.
Yeah, with that door too, you kind of just want to win any hand as fast as possible.
Chitoi
Do you think about
Shogun? That's an interesting hedge.
I think Poly for Tanyao might be faster, but it really depends on your draw as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Realman fill, but that's more results based.
Right. I mean, the 6-pin is really interesting
Chi.
because it still plays towards like the Toy call, and it's also just Chitoi Shanten.
Gosh, I'm calling the Hatsu. We got Ishanten. That's not Ishanten. Two Shanten
Hmm.
from the dealer.
Pom.
Okay, gonna open up here.
I believe
and this,
that's the Tanyao call?
yeah, I think it's a Toy.
Toy. Yes, yes.
We'll see if Jesse cuts this 6-pin. Yeah. Maybe deciding between cutting the 6-pin and cutting what from the overlapping Mon shape. But I think the 6-pin is correct.
Chi.
I think you are overblocked on that, but I had to think about that a bit.
Yeah, interesting choice to Chi 3-4-5 there instead of 5-6-7 to think about the Sanchoku. I think it's because he wants to use the Dora.
Yes, so the 6-7 does accept the Dora. Oh, there's that 7. I think it really comes down to the theory of like 5 blocks. Do you think it's a real thing or?
Yeah, Oh, the trouble has held this 5-pin too long. It looks really safe, but actually, there is a way it can be used, and that is for a toy.
You can definitely pretty obvious it's not Tanya with the one so call. So there's definitely the danger of Toy on board if you're paying attention.
Yeah,
It's like Toy's one of those hands where it's like, oh, surely they don't got it.
this is a way out. Nope. We'll continue to press forward. And the more of these 4s and 6s come out, the more you're wondering, where are the 5s? Who's got the 5s? And the more likely it is that it is the player that's going for the toy across the table.
롱.
Oh! Which is the way, confirms the head and deals into the toy door too.
Yeah, I have
That's
the
gonna hurt a
feeling
little bit.
that after the games are over, Jesse's gonna log review that hand pretty
I
closely.
think it can be a pretty hard hand to pilot, especially since you're giving so many different shapes, so many elements.
Yeah, and even though they won the hand, I think Joseph as well is probably going to log review that hand too and see if that 6-pin cut was correct or if it should have been one so or what the ideal route would have been. Definitely tricky hands to play on both fronts.
Yes. Well, I do kind of like going for the value for Toy. So I do believe that was a good call. I think we do have a pretty interesting hand on the right.
All the
There's a
four
lot of
stuff.
ways that this hand can go. I've been kind of on the calling for Tang Yao train. Oh, that
Yeah,
is rude.
and now another pair just complicates things.
Could be another Toy.
Well, how about we draw some more triplets? Again, a shout out to Kansai Chi Toy. Please add it to the game.
I was waiting for the con. I think if you feel any of the other blocks is quite likely because there's a overload on the pairs.
I agree. Oh no, backfire for Brendan. Cut the door out and immediately drew it again.
강.
There it is. There's the con.
Oh, flips to Dora.
Now that Naimon is looking kind of rough. Makes calling a little harder, but you're also too Shanten still. Oh my. Another
You could
on-con?
play this 6-pin, or you could play the 8-so and confirm the Dora pair and play Kutsuki 7-mon 6-pin. What would you do there?
I think I play the Kutsuki, but I'll cut the 8-so.
I agree. I think it's natural to hold a 7-7-8 shape, but if you make it, oh my goodness, you just draw the 7 anyway. Wait, do we
wait.
Dama?
이치.
Oh, Ricci, okay. I was gonna say Dama for Suanko potential is
I
interesting.
Dama there. I absolutely Dama. At least try to get Sun Uncle. Because this confirms Sun Uncle if you kind of take. Yeah, because you're also cutting Dora as well.
In terms of
Oh,
Ricci,
could-
though, this definitely is a strong-looking Ricci. It's hard to imagine they're waiting.
Oh man. I just triple fold there. The Oncon adds a bit of food, even if it's not Mongon, it's still gonna bump it up quite a bit.
Oh, there would have been Suanko.
Oh, the Swan Tempai. Well, surely that's result space.
Yeah, exactly. We don't feel sad until we draw 8-mon or 7-so.
Exactly. Looks like everyone. Got a little bit of a push by Jesse with the 5-so.
Yeah, maybe that's just saying, I don't believe that you're waiting around the 7-so Dora.
Well, with the con on the 4-so, I can definitely see how the 5-so could be a bit safer.
It doesn't deal on the left side of the 5s. Oh,
I
there's the
can-
7?
Oh!
I guess would have been able to con that, but wouldn't be a Tsumo. It would have been a Tsumo for the Shabo weight though. That's kind of tragic. You never would have expected to win on the 7-mon. Oh, Open the 9.
4
There it is.
All right, Ichidora, bunch of Fu, and no Uda.
0. I think keeping the door there would have upped the hand a lot. I think it's interesting to think about like kind of confirming the Sun Uncle.
Yeah.
But I'll have to look at that hand more in detail to really think about it.
I think if I was reviewing that hand, I might go back to the 6-pin versus 8-so decision. Because if you start with the 8-so, then you don't have the option to go 6-9. So when you draw the 7-mon Tenpai, either you slam that awkward-looking 7-mon 7-so Ricci, or you Dama looking for Suanko, and then you draw the Suanko, and then you don't win the hand either, but, you know, you were Suanko, or Suanko Tenpai.
Yeah. But you know what they say. If you don't win the hand, your hand is worth nothing.
That's true.
So
This was better. Interesting decision
Alright.
again. Wow. No easy choices here for Joseph.
filling a lot of uncles today.
When you were holding like 3 of these 6s, a pair of 8s, you can see 3 9s, it definitely feels like the 7-mon rather, is a tile that you can get. But it turns out the other 3 7-mon are just locked up.
That's true. But I think if I was just playing this hand, I like the what's that? Ipeco here.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of copied by the 6.
Yeah,
If that makes any
exactly.
sense. So it looks kind of good somewhere. It's just unfortunate that it got paired up.
Right, that's really the only way we don't get this. And the last one's being used by a 6-7 shape as well. Oh, it comes out. We can call it. And suddenly it's revealed. Our Ipeco's
Tragedy
dead.
for the Penchon.
What do we do now? Like, that was our whole game plan, and
I think you have to cut it.
is it?
It's dead.
Okay, yeah, so
Yeah. Very smart.
very
You're
happy
still
to see it now.
Ishanten.
ポン
At least it was revealed to us. Otherwise, we would have been trapped there forever.
That's good awareness there by Joseph. So how hard are you pushing this hand as dealer?
With the Dora, I do want to fight.
Oh, yeah, you do have pretty good shapes, but there's 2 calls out on the field. It kind of just feels like everyone's like out against you, trying to pass dealership as fast as possible.
And I'm not really too concerned about the open hands unless they've got a lot of Dora, and it's actually kind of hard to tell if they have a lot of Dora.
The 2-4-4 cut
Oh.
by Benton. Yeah, you can kind of tell that it's Honitsu.
Yeah. It's hard to tell that they're Tenpai, but you can
was
definitely tell.
Yeah. There's not enough Sumagiris to really like give enough time to settle in.
Also, they had early cut the 8-so and kind of fell backwards into that Sozu flush, so really tough to read. I will say, though, as a general rule, if a player is making a late switch to a flush, they're likely closer to Tenpai than if they were going for it from the beginning.
I think it's always kind of hard to tell. Especially with that early cut. But that's what makes it a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Because I think the better players out there, they kind of don't force Yakos as much. So when they do get that Honitsu, it's very easily dealt into.
South 2, Dora South. South pair held by the dealer.
Yeah, and we also have one held by Carly. Cutting the 1-pin pair just to keep the Dora.
I wonder how long she's going to hold on to that. It is double South for her, and it's tough to drop a Yakuhai Dora. That's the seat round. Or
You're
sorry, the round win.
Yeah, you're second, you're chilling. You don't really want anyone to have the Dora Yakuhai, because you could get Gakutened. Oh, you're third. I misread that.
It's close
But
enough
being-
that we could
Yeah.
consider ourselves tied for like second and first.
Yeah, because a huge 8,000 swing in any position could be pretty tough
Mm.
this late into the game. That potential cheatoy chance by Jesse here.
Speaking of Cheatoy, wow. Brendan doesn't want it across the table. Plays for the normal hand.
I mean, we have very good Tanya. Well, not very good, but we definitely have Tanya shapes.
Yeah.
One call is Tenpai.
The weird thing is that we've cut the 5-so already, so we do miss the 5-so as a draw into Tempai, mostly because that would leave us treaty 10.
But I think you're kind of looking for. We're not gonna go toy toy. That's a little far.
봄,
Oh, we are looking for the Otozuke potentially.
Does appear that way.
I like it because as dealer, you just kind of just wanna
봄,
at least threaten that Tenpai. And there it is.
So now if you are Carly, you're probably pretty concerned about dropping the south at this point. You haven't seen any. A couple players are opening.
Yeah, with how close the game is, I like Brendan's play, just trying to pass leadership as much as possible, get to yours, and try to just take that first.
South pair now for Carly. She might want to play this hand all of a sudden.
Ooh, another pair.
Discards
I
the
like the
one that's
8-pin.
once cut.
1,
Oh, Ichi
Wrong.
coming out. Into the DLN. Oh, it's just 1,000.
Yeah,
No need
relatively
to sweat.
inexpensive, but that means that the situation is still the same in terms of the fight for first going into all last. Or rather, into South 3.
I think close games like these are like actually the more tense because with just 2 hands left, anyone can still win at any time.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it might even be more interesting to see what Jesse's cooking up. They're not completely out, but the best chance they got is probably 2 Mongons, which is not super likely, but it's not impossible.
Is this a Kokushi for the dealer? Maybe it's like a flush that could
This
turn into
is-
Kokushi.
It's
Boom.
7 right now.
Well, that's another
True
one.
is called. It looks like they're thinking about it.
Yeah,
Oh, they're committing to it.
with the tune call, it's certainly harder, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Right?
and a pair.
I think it's an interesting choice. Because you are dealer, you kind of just want to win a cheap hand, try to get that repeat dealership, right? Going Kokushi is a very slow hand in general, especially with that East pair.
Yeah, I think this.
But we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think the hand would have been played open if the East came out early, but because it's been buried in the wall, they never had the chance to open. The hand has turned into this flush, and now Jesse is converting
봄,
his hand into a flush.
Oh, that double Mongon that we're talking about, this could happen.
It's looking more likely.
This is exactly what you need if you
봄,
want to get above that 30k.
Oh my goodness, Brendan's doing it too.
봄,
Oh, Tempai?
Yeah.
Yes, on the 7 and 8. Well, 7 so is cut phone by yourself, and
Boom.
Iso is twice cut. But with that Tonki, it's very easy to change your weight, just like that.
Oh, it's
Boom.
gonna come out too.
Oh!
And well, that's the way to do it. It's a Mongon. It almost exchanges
Gotta
position.
hurt. Yes, but now Jesse's looking pretty well to get Above 30. Just a 3-Han hand. Gucci there.
Brandon opens up a really nice collection of tiles to start with.
Very
Already
good shapes for the dealer.
and no honor tiles, so good floating tiles as well for the shapes that aren't complete.
Nothing crazy. Looks like Jay's thing might be kind of hedging for those flushes. I can see that from Joseph. Potentially.
Yeah, it's a little hard to commit to that with a 4-5-5 and the 1-2 pin where one pin is Dora. Maybe Itsu.
I like
It's
Itsu.
straight. That's Tempai, a quick
Itsu-
Tempai for Carly.
I don't think you can take. Oh, do you take it for the confirmed third?
Yeah, I think this is tough. It comes down a little bit to just your personal goals. If you're worried enough about getting last, I can understand playing for the 1000. If your goal is to like win first place, or because she actually can do it from the spot in theory, or to I think it's just Among Us away from first, or to like get
Absolutely.
over 30k, like 5,200 points would do that as well. Then you might stay close for the Ricci, but philosophically, this is definitely a play for just not last, which is a very
Yeah.
sensible sort of ladder strat.
Yes. I can only see it because the penalties for last on the ladder is immense. So we do have a pretty good tempai from Jesse, looking to kind of push into first potentially.
Yeah, I really like the 5 pin
Gee.
cut there. I think that one made the most sense for the Ishantam.
Yeah, that perfect Ishanten.
Joseph with the Tempai. Itsudora 1 is 2,000 points, so if Carly deals in, could get last, but now has an improved weight. 4 mod, 7 mod on the left.
Everyone's fighting tooth and nail for this last hand.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
At some point, Jesse will be thinking about calling for Tempai.
I think. I think that's a bit rough because if you call, what's your Yaku there?
Yeah, and
Because if dealer's not Tempai, you still kind of lose.
right.
You confirm fourth anyway.
Because you're
Because
expecting Carly to be Tempai for sure.
absolutely, especially with that early call. But we can kind of see that Brendan's also kind of struggling to get that. Oh, and the second one comes out.
And that will end the game. Carly does confirm not last, and we'll take minus 8.5, but it'll be Jesse taking the minus 20.8. Joseph plus 8.6 for a positive second, and it's Brendan taking the first place plus 20.7 with that. Honitsu Mongan was the big hand. The surprise Sozu half flush.
I think it was a very good attempt to kind of come back from that deficit.
Yeah,
I
Jesse
like that a lot.
did have a nice Shinitsu multi-sided weight there at the end. And let's see, the standings should be updated. There it is. Joseph now leads out of this group. Jesse behind. So players are in 7th and 8th place respectively. Take a look at the stats for this group as we anticipate their next game. Looks like they haven't started just yet, but they do have one more game to play.
I think the 9.6% deal-in rate by Jesse is very impressive. I think, if you want to win, you want to deal in less, right? So kind of training yourself to have that discipline and kind of play a little bit more defensively can really help you kind of secure your points.
Yeah, we are seeing some like really large numbers here, but I do suspect some degree of that is just because players haven't played enough games to make the numbers make sense. Most people have only played like 6 games or so. So you can see some wild numbers. But yeah, under 10% is an enviable deal-in percentage.
I think even with a low amount of points, you can kind of see the trend where like the dealing rate goes lower and lower as you kind of go up the placements. While there are less games in general, I think it's something still kind of to keep note of the trend and see how that plays out throughout the season.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Also, trending is just like winning a ridiculous percentage of hands, being at the top.
I think it's always kind of fun looking at early stats because wow, these stats are so good, and then you remember, oh, I only played like 8 games.
And you realize, okay, every single game that I play is going to lower my stats.
And then even if you have lower games, and we have those not so great stats, like oh, I only have like a 10% win rate. It's like oh, it's fine. He's only played 8 games, so it's kind of like a win-win kind of. You never know what you're gonna get.
All right, anticipating a game popping up. There it is, 5 minutes to go. That means we have 5 minutes to chat.
So do we have any players here going to DC? Because that is the next tournament coming up.
That's an excellent question. So DC is happening this weekend, I believe. I think the broadcaster who's just on is packing for DC right now.
Well, good luck to him.
I heard David was going to DC, and I almost bought my entry right then and there. There's a bunch of new players visiting DC this time around, and I'd like to meet them all, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it happen. There were a
It's one of
number
those
of...
tournaments.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I would love to go, but since I'm from Seattle, it's the plane ticket a little costly, especially since I'm also going to WRC later on this summer.
Yeah, that was the same issue that I had. I kept looking at the prices. Like every day I would check to see if there was some ridiculous bargain. And if I said if it was low enough, I would just commit and go, but I did not end up getting that ridiculous bargain that I was aiming for. But I don't know, maybe players in chat are going to be out there this weekend. Good luck to you if you are.
Yeah, I just remember being in New York, and then I was sitting at a table with Harrison, and then he was like, "I better see your name on that sign up at DC." I'm like, "Oh, Reason, you better be there too." I was like, "Oh, I mean, Reason, I don't know, but me, I'm gonna broke."
Yeah, that sounds like
But
Harrison, all
Reason
right.
from Seattle is gonna be going to DC. The Fiend of North America Mahjong, the Demon, some would say.
Yeah, you both were playing recently, I believe, in another tournament, right?
Yeah, that's the PMO Invitational.
And didn't you both make it fairly high in that tournament?
I did not.
Oh,
But
okay.
Reason made, I think, second
Okay.
or third on that tournament.
It's
So
a classy
what
tournament.
can
I
I say?
think
Seattle's best right there. Our pride and joy.
Riesing travels to a lot of tournaments. I always um, simultaneously look forward to and dread playing against Riesing. I look forward to it because I know it's going to be a good game, and I dread it because I know he's a good player.
I think it's really interesting because since I live in Seattle, he's been like kind of this like inspiration for me to travel. Because I only started really playing like a year or so ago. So my entire point of getting better was like I think it'll be funny if I went to the Invitational with Reason. That was my entire drive of 2024.
And then you did.
I did it.
And
And
then you
then the despair that I'm the only one going.
you it would have been fitting for you both to travel down to Japan in the
Right?
summer, but at least you made it. Seattle representing in one way or another.
I'd rather reason makes it.
Are you nervous to play at the WC? I certainly am myself.
I'm excited. I think who wouldn't be, right? You're getting in this opportunity, like it only happens like every 3 years or so.
Absolutely. And for
But
me, I've wanted to visit Japan for a long time, and it's the perfect excuse to do it. Go and play some mahjong.
I think it would be kind of different because like you're still kind of there just to play mahjong for like pretty much the whole week.
1 week devoted to mahjong, and maybe
Are you gonna
one
stay
week.
longer
I
than
am
a
going to
week?
stay longer, yes.
Okay,
So I'll have
so
some more
that is.
time to sightsee, to visit restaurants, and
Is
spend.
there anything that you're looking forward to in particular about Japan?
Um, I I want to play Kitadora at an arcade.
Ooh,
I want to go buy some drumsticks. Maybe
yeah.
get some table tennis equipment. My stuff is kind of old.
There's a table tennis scene in Japan. I know that arcades are still popping, especially compared to like the US here.
Yeah,
There's a
this
bunch of
definitely going to be
oh,
fun. But we have a game to watch. They have
oh
begun. Jesse will
nice.
be the first dealer. Carly on the right, Brendan across the table, Joseph on the left. By the way, do you have a seat preference? Do you prefer to be first dealer, last dealer, anything in between?
I like the middle seats. I think if I were to choose, I think South will be number one, and then followed by West.
Okay.
Because if you have that South, let's say South 2 is your dealer, even if you pass your dealer, you still kind of have two hands to kind of adapt to what happens. Whereas I don't believe in the East one dealership because everyone is trying to mix whatever hands they can. Since the pace is faster, it kind of hinders your opportunity to make a bigger hand.
Mm. And by the time it's gotten to the south round, people have settled in a little bit. Maybe you get better
Hmm.
chance.
But I think there's an advantage on being the South 1 dealer. Same, kind of similar to the South 2 dealer.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Jesse
So,
ends up cutting the 1 pin. So no Itsu here. It probably wasn't going to happen when you have a 6-0, 7-0 in your hand. Really wants to use this Dora. So the hand almost plays itself, it feels.
oh, Jesse draws a 7 pin
Pom.
here. You'll be pretty set. But you're kind of
Absolutely.
stuck with that penchant. Not too great to use.
The 3-pin draw might be a little confusing, but you might just cut two. Oh, that
There,
fixes some
that's the
issues.
solution.
No more problems in this hand. Even cutting the 2-pin ahead of the 9-pin. So floating, I guess, the idea of the 7-pin draw.
Hmm.
I guess that
Would you call
2-pin.
for Tanya out here?
Oh, absolutely, with
This
Dora
guy?
2.
Pom.
Make
Yeah.
that Dora 3.
Oh, huge hand coming from
Pom.
the first dealer,
Oof.
Jesse. Oof.
Tempai.
This could be the classic pong pong run.
The player's sweating now. Don't want to deal into this. We do have
They're still
a.
kind of testing the waters there.
Yeah, maybe.
Each.
Oh, wow. Just gonna jam.
Oh,
Brent says, I see your tempai and I don't believe it.
getting that 5 so as well for the Ipeco. That does bump that hand to a Mongon as well. Yakuhai, Dora, Ipeco,
Mm.
Ichi.
And won't deal in on the 5-so. Oh, but the 8
Boom.
was Genbutsu to the Richi, not safe to the dealer though. 12,000 points for Jesse.
That's hurt. At least it's not the 5-so.
Yeah, the 5-so would have been much worse.
That's 20,000 right there.
In the end, though, Jesse will be picking up the points. A good start. It always feels nice when, if you've taken a 4th, you start off the next game as the dealer with 12,000 points.
It's the kind of things
Boom.
like I wouldn't get too comfortable because once the other players they kind of summon some mangans, suddenly your lead doesn't feel that comfy.
Yeah, and also there's a Dora triplet now for Joseph.
Perfect for a comeback hand. Well,
Right.
comeback is kind of weird because you're still in East 1.
At least compensation for some of those points earlier. It is approaching Tempai.
Yeah, you still got the 8-mon pair, so I don't hate it because you can definitely still draw around your shapes.
It's really tough, I think, for other players to approach their own hands at this point because 2 calls in, Dora, like Mangon showing on the board. Some central tiles are starting to come out. How much do you want to challenge? Because there's not a lot of info just yet.
I think as dealer, you're kind of just out, especially with that comfy lead. But I have heard many different perspectives when it comes, because you can also argue that like, oh, just because they call the door doesn't mean necessarily they're.
Yeah, a decent amount of that comes down to just correctly identifying when they hit their tempai.
Let's see with the Chitui Shanten.
A lot of restraint from Jesse shown here to not take some of these good calls, the Faimon, the Chun.
I kind of like it because Chitui can be a very defensive hand, especially when there's a door opponent out.
Yeah, as you said, it is not really on the dealer to take this fight. They already have 12,000
I like the
points.
Chung Chung call.
Boom.
Cut. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, and the Chitwe allows that to happen. It is going to be the deal-in from Carly, so Joseph will take some points back, and dealership will pass without Jesse losing any points. So you pick up 12k, you 13k honestly, and you get it to pass. All is good for that Panda Spy. Now it is Carly's turn to see what she can do.
Well, we could be just passing this 8,000 deficit around. Now it's Jesse's turn to get it back. Potentially, as a dealer here.
Scanning all the hands.
Joseph has a good block of Fedora.
Yes. Joseph with a really strong Ricci opportunity. Ooh, even better.
Oh. Ipeko chance? No, not quite.
Could be.
The 9-star's probably gonna come out.
Yeah. It really depends on what gets drawn. Well, that's a pair, so... Oh, okay. Just gonna...
Not confirm the pair. I kind of see it. You still have the 3-5, so that can be looked at as the Kanchan. If 9-so is your head, you can also go for Sanshoku.
Yeah, I think Joseph is really trying to keep this 8-so draw for Ipeko Door 2 alive. We do have a Diamond Con from Brendan.
Oh, 9-so is now Dora 2?
Oh no. This is suddenly getting expensive.
Okay, maybe that's the kind of insight we need to be having as Mahjong players to keep the 9-so pair there. I was so silly. Of course.
6, 5, 3. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, it could be 3, 4, 5. Oh. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe it's just the view angle. I'm confused. That draw confuses me.
I don't like it because you can call for Sanshoku. That is kind of your like fast track to win the hand. Because you don't really want to cut the 9-so now.
Okay.
Oh,
So, gonna try to use the
Actually,
9 so as the pair. Draw the 4 so and like Ricci 4-5 Diamond.
yeah. Now we got the 5-1. Kind of that kind of Ryamen Kanchang shape.
Okay, the hand has solidified to some degree. 4 so is a really key piece here.
Let me look around the other. I was too distracted by that
I
hand.
haven't looked at us. Jesse called apparently. Is Ishan 10 on the left? Brendan does
Okay.
get there. It's not the best weight, but it is a Tempai, and Tempai can just win.
Harley has the dealer Shanton, but that's 7-1.
6-mon cut from Jesse prepares to cut the 7-mon. He'll need to get lucky to not deal in here. Oh, but I think Joseph is going to deal in first.
롱.
I think with that kind of hand, that's fine.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate because you wanted to win, but you definitely don't feel that sad about dealing into 1600 when you had 3 Dora.
Speaking of Dora, we have dealer Dora too.
Tough to play though, oh my goodness.
It's
None of these
Sushi?
are Yakuhai. None of these are Yakuhai.
okay, but do you ever look at this and like,
봄.
Yes,
if I draw the tone,
absolutely. At a minimum,
oh
it's a
gosh,
flush.
Honetsu Chanta as well, so that's your Yaku
Boom.
pretty easily.
It's just
Oh,
Tempai.
it's just Tenpai.
Honitsu, Chanta, Door 2. But surely you pull in the West.
I think you have to.
Because then if you draw the East, you're Sushi Tempai. That's worth a lot more.
One pin Tenpai, one pin Tonki could be pretty fine as well, but doesn't.
Yeah,
does that
it
bump your
increases your
Yaku?
value too. To Hanemon.
Yeah, it's
Boom.
Hanuman. Dealer Hanuman is quite a bit. Oh, these are spicy high pies.
I wonder if Jesse needs to be cutting this 5-pin.
I think.
No.
Sumo.
Oh,
Just Simo. Well,
I
that
think
was.
with like
Go ahead.
yeah, round one Honetsu is requires a little bit of luck.
That was
Just
quite a fortunate high pie.
oh yeah, but you take those when you can, right?
I feel like Brandon's Autorone was not on. Brendan's like, yeah, I don't actually want this, but I guess I'll take it.
I think you have to.
Might get
From what I've learned recently, Yakumo is absolutely a bait. Because I was Ryuso Tenpai the other day with 4-so Tonki, and I drew the 4-pin Tonki and deal into the a very obvious dealer Chinitsu.
Funny thing is, I heard about that hand.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know who I
It
was
was
talking to,
funny.
but they're saying that
I don't think I posted it to the Armo Discord. I think I should.
you should, yeah. Yuiso is kind of like there have been so many Yuiso Tempai at Seattle lately. I think was the conversation
I'm
point.
obsessed with Ryuso.
I have yet to win it.
I mean, neither.
It just makes me want to win it even more.
I think it's one of those Yakumons where it's like the manga is like good enough. Why are you going for this Yakumon?
I don't know if it's been winning Armel. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think I have seen several players like completely trash their hand aiming for aiming for the Juiso and then getting Tempai for it, but not getting the win.
Alright. Alright. This is a pretty good hand coming out from Brendan.
Ooh, 3-pin?
There's a Tenpai. Do you go for it?
Just throws the Dora.
Oh, I misread that.
I wonder about just
Mm,
holding the 7 so just in case you draw the 6 so. And you can still draw for the.
I like holding the 7 so I can call Chun and still can have a little bit of out.
Looks like players trying to stay closed here, perhaps. Jesse on the right, or sorry, it's Joseph on the right is Ishantan now.
Interesting Chun. I'm trying to decipher this shape right.
リーチ
Gets there. Pifu. Potential Ipeko.
リーチ
Brandon
And
looking
the
like a genius.
chase. But with the Shabo instead.
Oh wow, 3 so slightly safer than the 1 pin. Nice Ipatsu dodge by Jesse. I don't know that he's gonna get out of this completely.
Do you
Oh,
trust the
he
Sushi
is.
when in Stora?
ドン
Not really. Unfortunate for Joseph, had a pretty strong Ricci, but Brandon's as the dealer was stronger 3-sided and gets the Takame Ipeko side, so it is a nice 5,800. And double tone again to open things up.
Oh, scary. This could be a Brendan hostage situation.
Ooh, do we flush here?
Flush makes it a Mongon. That's quite enticing.
ポン
Jesse's trying to say no.
Oh, trying perf. Oh, maybe
Just-
not quite going for the flush.
Yeah, doesn't want it here. Has also, like, sort of committed by cutting the dragons first. Or maybe he's trying to disguise the future shift. It worked quite well for him in a previous hand.
I think the Itsu, there would have opened a bit more possibilities. You also have the Itsu, which you don't really need.
It is also true that this is just Ishanten, but you need an 8 pin. That's kind of an awkward shape.
Okay, now you just call everything.
Yeah, and we're also Chitoi Ishanten too, which is kind of nuts. Oh, sorry, that's not Chitoi, that's Dion Peiko.
Oh my, it is.
チ
Jesse's gotten to a flush somehow. Yakuhai Honitsu. 1 pin would also be Itsu.
Now we're looking at the Pinzu. It's kind of dangerous.
Wow, yeah, plays away from the flush because the pin tiles look bad.
I like it. Very good awareness from Brendan.
And no greed here. It
Eat.
gets to Tempai anyway, slamming.
You're
Presumably the 1 so again, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, but it's not going to stop Jesse from swimming. Takame Itsu. 1 pin draw.
Very well played.
And because of the Oyakaburi, Brendan paying 2,000 more than the non-dealer players paid, Jesse will claim first place here.
I think this is definitely Joseph's chance to make that comeback. But even third is not that far away.
It's kind of wild. It feels like we've been here for a long time, and this is Joseph's first dealer turn.
And it's looking... I kind of hate it when I have this many pairs.
Yeah, they're not really, like, if that was 3-3-4-4 pin, I'd be kind of okay with it. 2-2-4-4 is a little awkward. The only saving grace here is that I might get Sun Uncle, maybe. I like 9-mon, 7-mon here. Oh, it just throws the door back.
I also like 9 and 7. Because I think you can think about calling for Anyao. It's hard.
Yeah, I actually wasn't even thinking about that, but that is another path here, especially if you draw something like the 7 pin, then you might even commit with the
Yeah,
West
can you,
Pair cut in
still,
the
you
future.
can still hedge the Chitoi with the 7-9.
Oh, yeah, redrawing this 8-pin might have been a little useful.
Yeah.
What Tanya thoughts?
But it looks like we're kind of committed to the shapes that we currently have, which is fine.
Yeah. 8-pin draw would be...
Um,
Sorry, 8-mon draw would be kind of nice. And all the triplet draws would be fantastic. I don't know if...
Absolutely. Okay, so we have Shitoi Shanten. Would you ever cut the 5-mon there?
I still want to think about Suanko. I might be a little bit too greedy. 5-mon certainly is wider acceptance. Okay, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
and we. I like the 5-mon cut because as dealer, you kind of mentioned this before. It's kind of like win as fast as possible.
There might be some calls that I'm willing to take, like 4-pin Polden or Toy Toy. But Chitoy might just be faster.
That's a. But the thing with the Toy Toy, your shapes are not as callable because they're all middle tiles. So they're slightly less likely to come out.
Yeah, and the one that we really want, the West, is already once cut.
Yeah, and 4-pin also connects to the Dora. So people are more incentivized to keep it.
We do have a Carly Ricci. It is Chitoy as well, waiting on the 8-mon. Ricci Chitoy.
8-mon, still 3 in the wall. And similar could happen. But no Dora. So not the most expensive Chitoy.
And Joseph says, on second thoughts, I don't really want to fight here. The 3-mon, 3-so rather. Oh,
1
oh wow. Brendan says, I
another
do
Ricci
want to
coming
fight.
out.
Also Tonki on the 8-mon. Somehow he knew.
9-pin. That 9-pin wasn't necessarily safe either. That's kind of a crazy read.
I guess
I
it
love
was
it though.
slightly safer than the 8-mon.
Oh, 2-pin.
Joseph.
The pin
Oh,
two
wow.
looks safe. Oh my gosh.
And Carly gets to look at them and be like, how are you on my weight as a Tonki too? Craziness. And with that, we go into the South rounds.
So we got first place dealership. Where's the mindset going in if you are in Jesse's shoes?
I'm probably playing this as if it were East
Each.
1. Well, that's a bit problematic. If I draw, I think you kind of just have to fight against this because it's hard to do anything else.
I think with how close your lead is, I think you kind of have to really make a lot of hard choices, right?
Yeah.
Because this is not a comfy lead. But you also have to consider that it's your direct competition reaching, so if you deal in, it makes it even worse.
相撲
Well, we'll have to think about it for too much longer. It isn't just a Riichi Tsumo no Ura.
Not too bad.
Yeah, all in all,
But
not
no
the worst way.
dealerships by Jesse. But in that comfy second,
I think from this point, if you're Jesse's seat or Brendan's seat, you kind of have to worry a little bit about dealer reach or whoever has the Dora. But outside of those two players, it's a head-to-head.
pretty awkward hand coming from Carly. Probably just a Gyaku high call into 15.
Mm.
Hopefully get a better hand for the next dealership hand.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with that. Maybe 3, 4, 5 Sanchoku now. Brendan has already cleared the Dora, so that threat for Brendan and Jesse is now gone. They can just focus on building their own hands and dodging a dealer reach.
Joseph is already Shanten with the Ipeku chance.
Might switch off of it here because the 2-pin is twice cut.
I like it.
We did see Joseph, though, win a Chitoy on the last copy of the 3-mon. Or 2.
Well, those are dire situations.
Yeah. This early in the hand, we can be a little bit more flexible. And nice.
Oh,
Each.
perfectly draws into the 3, so...
Yeah, feeling very rewarded now. Richi Pinfu, 5/8 Mon, has 3 copies in the wall. 2 of them are 8 Mon.
So it kind of feels like there's 2 battles coming, like, going around. There is the fight for first, and there's the fight for third. It's kind of similar to Jesse's situation. Now I'm kind of sweating as Carly, because you can still get pretty easily Gakuten into 4th.
Yeah, this is like the worst scenario for you is your direct competition declaring Richi on an early Richi on your dealership.
But you don't have too
Sumo.
much safe tiles either. Oh. Don't have to worry about it too much either.
Uda is pretty big there for Joseph. That will exchange places now up to 15,000. So 4,200 point gap going into South 3. Brendan gets his second dealership. Now he kind of had some ridiculous hands first time around. This looks a little more normal.
Or 2 hands left. Well, potentially 2 hands left.
Not putting it
So
past
this
these players to
war
repeat.
between... Yeah. But the battle between the 2 different battles going on, I think is really interesting right now.
Super close. And every small decision matters even more when it's this close. Looks like Jesse approaches Tenpai now. Ishantan.
Potential Tanyao shift drawing into the 7 so downwards.
Yeah, with
Maybe
Sanchoku as
Tanyao
well.
too. Yes.
Oh, you called it. There's the 7 so.
As Carly here, do you call the pay? For not much value.
Yeah, maybe not, since you're probably aiming for Toy Toy if you call the pay. We're Chi Toy Ishantan, so that might be the actual route to value. Hope for some Uda.
Toy is a bit far, but I think it kind of sets you up for the next hand. Maybe get third.
There's a Dora.
Oh, there's the Dora. And Brendan is too Shanten, but still has Dora.
Wow, tough choice for Carly right now. 5-pin is a really nice hedge,
Chi.
though, between normal hand and Chitoy.
Yeah, because you can still look at the 224 upgraded Kanchan. Oh!
リーチ
Well played. I
like it.
really liked that. 7 Mon now the weight. 1 in the wall. And Brendan holding a very loose 7 Mon. I don't know if he jams here. Oh, but this is certainly a
Each.
chase.
Oh.
Safe entry from Jesse.
Suddenly you might be regretting not going to. What can you do about it?
Yeah. That is technically Tenpai.
チ
Doesn't have to take it, though. Oh,
you
it
dropped
does.
That's massive.
Richichi. No Uda, but 8,000 points will get Carly out of last, going into all last. That also
So it's still super close, still super tense.
that also gets Jesse into first place. So 4,600 points for first, between first and second, and then of course we've got this 4,800 points between fourth and third. Joseph has the ability to, though, just continue to win hands. Doesn't need to overcome that gap in one go.
I think it's quite interesting as Joseph because even if you do get that third place, you cannot sit there comfy because you're still going to be wrench-oning.
Right.
So it still gives a chance for Carly to kind of like build a hand.
Speaking of Carly building a hand, she has just paired up the Dora.
Oh, that's quite scary. What is there a condition for Carly to get sacked?
It's pretty tough. It looks like it's over a
Mangon direct.
24,000 point gap, so not even Hanuman direct. Oh, off of Halorian, though, that would actually be enough Hanuman.
That'd be quite rough. Yeah, that's not quite a Hanuman hand unless you can somehow calm the Dora and then some craziness will have to happen.
Interesting stuff. Wow, 7 so is a fantastic fill.
ポン
Interesting.
Play the stronger 667 bond shape. Still looking for the door. And also, that pawn from
ポン
Brenda means the door's coming out.
ポン
Just kind of trying to secure that third. I like it.
Yeah, it's confirms third, but like picking up 8 points is also a pretty big deal. Brendan will get, oh, doesn't take the improved weight, holds for the pairs. Maybe
I
he's got-
think you can think about how you can Gakten Jesse, but it's a hard path because if you go with Toy Toy, that doesn't even get you there. Because it's telling you Toy Toy.
Yeah, Tanya 39 is a little short. I mean, Sumo somehow, the Sumo will work. Roan direct hit will work. But with the Dora call, I feel like I just want to maximize my win chances. Con is a route. Flips west, that doesn't help anybody.
No Richies yet. There could be coming out from Joseph, but the weights are a little rough. Do
Decision
you switch
time.
to Toy
No.
Oh, does switch, but that will deal into another Mongon. 8,000 direct is not going to change positions, but that will put Carly in a much more palatable third place here. Jesse gets the win this time, plus 29.8. Brendan, plus 7.2 in second place. Carly takes minus 7.1 for third with a couple big hands at the end to escape fourth place. And that leaves Joseph with minus 29.9. Interesting battle all throughout.
A lot of Mongons getting thrown around.
Yeah, there were a lot of Mongon Tempai, an unnatural amount of Mongon Tempais. I think if we look at the log for that, like 75% of the hands were Mongon.
In situations like that, because there's very obvious Mongon, do you kind of just keep your points because we're playing on a leaderboard situation, or do you think it's more important to kind of push for?
Personally, I tend to play more conservatively. I'd rather confirm second place than, and that would be like a plus 17 second place, which is pretty good to me, rather than try to force first place to happen. And so that's why I would have dropped the 6 spin in the beginning, but
Yeah, because if we think about the kind of Toy Toy shift, right? I see the vision, but at the same time, we're kind of playing around that model. So it comes to the question is like, would you rather keep 8,000 points or not? Sometime.
yeah, and I think if the Mongon wasn't visible on the board, I would be a lot more open to playing for the Toy Toy. But once it becomes clear that there is a threat to my points, then I just want to bank what I have.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that since you're also breaking out of Tempai.
Right.
I've heard a lot of discussion over stuff like this. It's like, oh, if you do placements like 10,000 kind of thing. But a manga is also 8,000. So it becomes pretty hard.
Yeah, then you have to evaluate like which has the higher likelihood of happening, and that adjusts your expectation of how many points you're going to get for attempting one route or the other. And again, that's where without the Mongon showing, I expect to be able to get to the Toy Toy a lot more than if the Mongon is showing and they're 2 calls in and they're dropping a lot of central tiles and they're possibly close to Tempai. So there's always the individual discards that you have to factor in. I do
think
know
it's
that
stuff like that. Oh, I was saying it makes stuff like that makes the game more interesting. It's not just about winning; it's about like the points as well.
exactly, and it gives an opportunity for different playstyles to shine, right? Not there isn't just one way to play Mahjong. Um, my conservative playstyle misses out on some opportunities that a more aggressive playstyle gets, and it's really interesting to see how both playstyles can have success at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I also flip flop between like super aggressive and super conservative.
Yeah, I feel like ultimately the best playstyle does both. It just is really good at picking which moment to be super aggressive and which moment to be passive.
Well, situations change on a dime, right?
Exactly. And it's very difficult as a human to change your perspective on one discard or one action taken by somebody else at the table. Be like, all right, I was full sending it and now I'm full folding. Like it's really hard for a human to do.
Yeah, and sometimes even AI doesn't necessarily pick that up
Yes.
or read the vibes of the table. If that's a real thing.
That also sounds like a Seattle thing. Reading the table vibes. I think there's
Oh, something
some truth to that though. Especially if you're
I
playing in
believe.
person, you can get a sense of like if a player really has the goods.
Oh, absolutely. Because I think one of the biggest things about playing in person is like there's good player vibes, right? You sit down at a table, you don't even know that other person, but like if they have like good etiquette, they play like at a good speed, and they just have that presence, like, that's scary, right?
They've got the
And
aura.
because you're kind of scared of them, like you're kind of like making more irrational plays, or like you're pushing more or less, kind of throws people off.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I've heard that also from the folks in Philly talking about the tournament players' aura.
Yeah.
Definitely see
So
some sense there.
next time you go to a tournament, try having like good etiquette. Just playing like really like solid. It could just scare people, and that's how you win games.
Absolutely, it's the edge. You have a small edge on them if they think that you are better than they are.
Yeah. You don't have to be good at the game. You can still be like really bad. That's fine. But you have to pretend that you're good.
Words of wisdom for next tournament. I do think that is the final game has completed. It's been a busy Wednesday. There are a bunch of games we didn't get to, although we tried to spread our viewing around the league. I think we've accomplished a pretty good job. For folks that wanted to catch other games, there are game results on our website. If you visit AmericanRichi.org, you can check out the individual leagues, A1, A2, B1 through B3, C1 as well, which is split into C1A and C1B. You can check out all the logs as they are populated in those standings. And of course, you can register for the upcoming summer session, which will begin in June. Got plenty of time to register for that on the front page of our website, AmericanRichi.org. And of course, if you'd like to see some of the crazy things that have happened this season, you can check out our socials for Fancy Hands, Yakuban Sanbai Hands, and also other interesting posts, and our YouTube channel at American Ricci on YouTube as well, where you can catch all of our regular Wednesday broadcasts and our bonus casts as well. So check us out there. Thanks so much to David and to Noel for hopping in on the commentary. It was awesome taking a look at this local game for me, and having you out alongside Noel.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun.
Looking forward to doing more of this in the future. And thanks again to the viewers for tuning in. We'll see you on the next broadcast of the American Richie Mahjong League coming soon. Have a good one, everybody.
Good night.